keep getting sales sites trying to sell me The Evil Within 2, and I just want to laugh at them and be like, "Ha! I know your secrets."
Nobody wants to buy this.
It went on sales sites for like 30% off really fast.
Well, so did the first one, I think. I don't know what to say about that. Other than my current mood, which is, so as far as we know, this is going to be the final stream of the series. Because we're like, numerically, we're like,
we were on 12 or 13, right?
We are on 13.
There's 14 chapters.
Yep.
Yeah, so this should be the final night. This may even be a short night.
Well,
it may be a real ugly night.
So, yeah. So, okay, what do we actually have to do here? We have to go somewhere.
It looks like we're looking for the
business
hotel?
Business district.
Is that not the hotel we were in before? Oh no, I guess we weren't in a hotel before. We were in like a bar.
We did see a hotel early on. But yeah, I guess so. Confession time. I did play off stream briefly a couple of weeks ago. I think you had mentioned, Kenneth, that I should have done some grinding on the shooting gallery. Which
it had very good perks if you were able to get them, right?
Yeah. So I did spend some time there, and I did manage to. I don't think I can view any of that information, but I did manage to upgrade all of the stealth tree. And nice. Most of the handgun. I think I need one more unlock on the handgun, and then we're maxed on that, which is great.
Nice. Yeah.
And I did a little recon as well. And so I took a quick little peek at this next area. Apparently, I can't remember anything about it, other than I don't remember. I think I went the wrong way.
I remember you saying to me in one of our non-stream chats that the next section was going to be ugly.
Well,
I think ugly was the word you used.
Yeah.
Harsh, maybe, something like that.
So, okay, so bringing this back to what kicked off this tyrannical rambling. Basically, I'm feeling like I want to get this over with. Like I'm kind of enjoying myself, but really not that much. I feel like I want to just get it done, and I think for this next step, so this is Business District, Post Plus, D5. All right, this all sounds like what we want. I feel like it's going to be a lot of, like, not necessarily sneaking around, but just gunning it.
Right, just kind of breaking through and getting it done.
Just bringing that hustle.
Are you feeling better about the game than you were the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I think overall,
you're more favorable to it now.
Overall, I think with most games, you know, they get more approachable the more power you accumulate, the more capabilities you have at your disposal. Those also factor into like how the gameplay mechanics fit together, so it adds complexity, which is nice. But I mean, really, This next section is just...
Just a bunch of shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So part of why I bring up the confession here is that the first time I stepped through this doorway to get outside, they made a point to have what is his name? Sebastian. To have Sebastian call out how much of a fortress this place is that we're about to go.
It's not appealing.
It's that giant fiery tower.
Yeah. I've never looked at a giant fiery tower and been like, I need to go in there.
Right.
Other than playing video games, of course.
Oh yeah. It's like every time in a video game.
Right. You see a fiery tower and you're like, well, I'm obviously going there.
I want to go to there. Yeah.
Where else would I go?
Yeah, and so the thing that's awfully disconcerting about this whole place is that we fought O'Neill in the last stream, and he had his flamethrower, right. and he was a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently after you beat him, he's just around, like a lot. There's a bunch of hymns.
Kind of like how we run into 2 or 3 more of the buzzsaw people and the buzzsaw ladies and the camera things.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
How?
But maybe he's more prevalent.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal. Oh, Jesus Christ! These guys are on a mission. Yeah. Flamethrower dudes are running around. And so are these crazy on fire guys. Oh.
The on fire guys are much more worrying to me.
Yeah.
Because that's a commitment.
To be on fire? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in it to win it at that point.
I'm going to run around. Yeah, I'm just going to light myself on fire and I'm going to run around and come at you.
I really wish I had buffed up some of that athleticism right about now.
Well, I mean, the nurse lady tried to tell you to diversify.
I know. And I didn't listen.
Yeah, she's like every accountant ever telling you, you got to diversify, and you're always just like, no, it's cool. I'm just gonna put all my money in Apple. And then,
And then they make that horrible laptop.
And then they make the touch bar, and you're just like, why did I put any money into Apple if this is the kind of shit they're gonna pull?
Right.
God, I hate the touch bar so much.
All right, we're getting there. We're making progress through this town.
If they just found a way to keep everything on the same level and keep the roads working, then, this would have been a whole lot easier.
Keep the roads working. Yeah.
Everything is... so they were connected to each other, right?
Everything is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. But no.
We're just sneaking.
That's all we're doing. Oh, you got some gun parts.
More like gun farts. Am I right? Yeah.
No, you've been upgrading the handgun.
Oh, I just saw a big plume of fire. That means O'Neill is around.
God, that guy's just such a douchebag.
He's a little much. Oh shit, he's onto me.
Maybe because you keep bashing crates.
I need those crates, man. I need...
He's been collecting those for years, man.
Stockpiling crates.
Yeah. He's got a whole warehouse full of them.
Okay, so I found 2 pouches so far this play session.
They really want you to use that shotgun.
It's raining pouches.
Oh, this is the assault rifle one. Do you have the assault rifle yet?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you picked that up.
I did. I haven't fired it yet.
It would be kind of funny to go through the entire game and only ever use, like, the handgun and nothing else.
Why is that funny?
I mean, just...
What are you trying to say?
It's one of those games where they're constantly pushing other guns at you. Maybe not constantly. But quite often they're like, you should try out the shotgun. Here's a bunch of shotgun ammo, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, no, I'm good. I don't need to use the shotgun.
I hate the shotgun.
Oh, yeah, we're back in this place. Yeah.
Yep,
this is a nice place.
This is the place.
Well, here it is.
What is it?
It's a portable field stabilizer. O'Neill must have been working on it.
This was a nice place.
Changed him. It creates a small area of stabilization.
Look at that fire.
It was a little weird, though.
How small?
Its circumference is about as big as a
True.
house.
But now it's even weirder since she put down
Good. How's it work?
her
That's the tough part.
Burning
It's a
Man
prototype,
art.
So it's a little temperamental.
Have you ever been to Burning
I have to
Man?
operate it.
I have
Last thing
not.
you want is for it to go on the fritz while you're in a wall of flame.
Have you been to Burning Man?
No.
You do that. It's
Have
too
you ever
dangerous.
wanted to go to Burning
So
Man?
is staying here
No.
if you can't get inside.
Okay.
Besides, I'm sick of hiding.
For
only
the
way
for
we're
the
gonna
record,
get through this
I'm
is
right
if
there
we
with
work
you.
together.
I've never really wanted to go to it
It's
either.
the only way
But
to save Lily. And what if you need emergency
I
psychoanalysis?
don't think I've ever had any of
Who's
the
gonna
like
help you then?
big
You know just what to say to convince me, Hoffman.
Of course I do.
festivals that I've wanted
That
to
you
be
are.
at.
You might want to prepare for
You
this.
know, like I've never
Let
been
me know
like,
when you're
oh, I
ready
need to
to
go
go.
to Burning Man or I need to go to. I can't even know the names of the other ones. I'm not hip enough for that.
What was that one that was in Chicago when I lived there? Is it called Coachella?
That's the one I was trying to think of. Coachella. I've never been like, I need to go to Coachella.
Right.
But I'm also not like a 20-year-old that lives on Instagram. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like those kinds of experiences are. I don't want to be derogatory, but I feel like I want to say kid stuff. Like, I really feel like, I mean, I went to a few music festivals in my late teens, early 20s, and
Sure.
that was about right.
Yeah, I went to like Warped Tour a time or two when I was a teenager, and it seemed the right time. I can't imagine going to it now,
Right.
or even in the last like 5 years.
Fuck, I don't even want to go camping ever again, I don't think.
Is that a head that fell out?
I think it is a head.
All right. Yeah, like a couple of years ago, I one of my more favorite bands was coming to Portland to play the Pabst Blue Ribbon tour,
Whoa.
the Pabst Festival. We have it in Portland like every year or two, I think. It's like a 2 or 3 day music fest in Portland. And that was just too much. I was just like, no, I'd really love to go see Against Me, but I'd have to go to a music festival and be outside all day with kids. Not like my kids, but just teenagers and 20-somethings, which are now kids.
The youths, yeah.
The youths, yes. And we know how the youths are wrong. So I just couldn't do it. Oh man, you have maxed out the firepower.
Yep, that pistol is 100%. This is a finely tuned, customized, well cleaned shooting machine,
That's the best handgun you're ever going to have.
and it's one of 3. I have 3 of them, and you know what? Something I never understood was if you can even upgrade the other models.
See, I kind of got the impression that you were just upgrading handguns, and it wasn't a specific handgun. See, like they
Yeah.
all have the stock of 20 and all of that, right? So I think it's
was
just that.
was stock even an upgradable thing? I
Oh,
yeah, I guess
don't
I
know.
guess I
That's
guess
true.
there was. I think there was a capacity
Well, the
section.
max was, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I guess
so.
the clip sizes probably didn't go up in the others.
Maybe. But
It's kind of weird.
but I like the generic, like the little grippy pistol.
Right.
Hey, Rachel.
It's just this average everyday pistol.
Yes, yes, we've got Kenneth here on the satellite uplink. He's joining me through this this horror experience.
Yeah, I'm calling in from, live on the scene. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, I thought I was just supposed to like go into the hotel somewhere and do some stuff, but maybe
Did I see something wrong? It looked like she gave you like a really big pipe earlier.
well, yeah, she put that mini stable field emitter down, and I was like, all right,
She set down that one.
I guess this is a safe house now. All right, well, I think I'm
ready,
supposed to
Sebastian?
talk to her when I'm ready to proceed. Yeah,
All
okay,
right,
let's go.
Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Okay. Lead the way.
Yep, Rachel. The city that never sleeps, Portland, Oregon. The big hazelnut.
The big hazelnut. Wow.
It's not. I couldn't think of
I'll have to
another
carry
thing
it
we
out
grow around here.
It should protect us from the fire, but it won't stop those things in there
The-
from trying
the
to kill
big
us.
Don't worry,
Valley
I'll
of-
take care of them.
Vegetables.
Here goes nothing.
The wilted rose.
The wilted rose. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, the big rose. That would work. The
It's
wilted
working.
rose.
I was
make
just thinking
sure
about the
to stay
time of
inside
year.
the
That's
dome.
all.
Come on.
Yeah. Have you ever gone out to the
can't see
Rose
anything
Garden,
through
the
these
International
flames.
Test Garden?
Hell no.
Keep an eye out for those things and follow me.
We haven't been
I
to
know the
that
way.
one, but my mother-in-law went. She said it was pretty awesome. Like it was pretty impressive. The Arboretum's really nice.
Mm.
Up there.
Through.
I got him.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Arboretum. I haven't been to the Zen Garden.
I haven't been to the Zen Garden yet either. Now, it's
Another one. Watch your back, Hoffman.
the Arboretum is really nice, but it is a
Good
lot of
thing.
walking.
They're everywhere.
Like it's a big place. Oh, don't forget about your hazelnuts, Rachel. If you forget about hazelnuts that you're roasting, then they become hazelnuts that you're burning. Oh, that dude just punched you with a flaming fist.
I don't see them very well. It's hard to see
think
the
that's the
on
point.
fire guys when they're in a bubble of fire.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
This
think that's what
game
they're
is
going
roasting my hazelnuts.
Seems a lot longer once you're in.
So she just is the constant
He
source
wants
of
to keep
bullets.
us out.
Yeah, I love
Good.
it.
That
That's
means
kinda
he's
nice.
afraid.
Yeah, they should have that, just constantly.
And I love that it's the handgun bullets for my newly upgraded
Yes.
handgun.
Your newly amazing handgun.
Don't stop now.
Whoa, Hoffman, what's
We're
going on?
almost there.
We got a little
Hold on.
Mobius crate.
Wrong with the stabilizer.
Something wrong with the stabilizer. Oh my god.
Working on it. Watch my back.
Yeah, okay, Hoffman, we're in this together.
Going to a weird old hotel.
Oh, there he is.
That looks like a hotel.
Hotel
Yeah.
California.
What is it? Something Manor?
Um,
That was close.
I told you it was temperamental.
oh my god.
What'd be really great is if she just changed to a source of bullets for whatever gun you were using.
Now we're cool. She can offer me whatever she likes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It
open
would
the
just be
box,
great.
Sebastian.
This
Come on.
yet?
This is my chance
Oh, get
to
your
make up
bucks.
for what
Get
I
your
did
green.
to Lily.
Get your green money.
And all the others I helped put in
Oh, did I miss some?
No,
Did I miss some green
No, no,
gel?
I think you picked it up.
This reminds me of Constantine.
I've been reading. I think we were talking about this before, but the series Rachel Rising. Did I think about that one?
No.
It's a comic series. It's been pretty good. It's about a woman.
Oh wait, is that
named Rachel.
the time one? They like freeze time or something?
No, she can't seem to die.
Oh,
She the beginning of the series, she wakes up in a shallow grave after having been
Hoffman, what's
garroted,
What?
I guess, like strangled. She crawls out of the ground and finds out she's involved in some 300-year-old revenge for a mass killing of witches like 300 years ago.
wow.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's 7 omnibus volume, not omnibus, but like
Skin is
collections.
burning.
Um, some 40 or so total comics, I think. It's been really good.
I like it when you can take like a complete series and just chew on it, you know?
Yeah,
I got
yeah. I have a hard time with comics, especially if I can't like
We gotta
just kind
go.
of consume the
Now.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time with like TV shows an episode at a time. I need to be able to watch several episodes, or I don't care that much about the show anymore.
Oh,
Run!
Yeah, it's really screwed me up on like Doctor Who because I would watch them as they come out, and then I would find myself like not caring in between the episodes, and I didn't even watch the last series because it didn't keep my interest enough, which is disappointing because it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
really?
Hoffman!
Doctor Who, yeah.
Hoffman is in serious peril right now. Oh god, Hoffman is fucked.
Hoffman! No!
Yeah, you didn't need her.
I wonder
You
if
don't
I'm
need anybody.
I wonder if I'm gonna have to battle her before this is done.
All you need is your bottle.
Oh.
Yep, got some damseling there.
Yeah, this game isn't exactly progressive with the gender roles.
Well, no, we have to have this one dude who's gonna save everything. You know, including his daughter and his glue wife.
Well, we made it to chapter 14.
It'd be kind of great if it ended up being that the whole thing was just,
I'm the only one left.
you know,
But
the
he's not
the
gonna
entire
stop me.
game is actually just a fevered like alcohol dream from this guy.
Like he's literally writhing around in a drunk tank somewhere.
No, like he's dying from his alcohol somehow.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean,
Oh well, drunk tank is like where they take you when you get arrested for public drunkenness, right?
right. But then also,
This needs to be like him on his deathbed, and this is what his mind is going through,
okay,
trying to make him atone for having abandoned his wife and daughter for his alcoholism
all right, yeah. I mean, that's a
and
Silent
his
Hill
job and
vibe.
everything else.
Yeah,
They're not going to go that far
no.
because they're going to want to do an Evil Within 3.
Oh. I'm really feeling like I don't even know if I don't know if I bought this like the deluxe version that has DLC later or if they're even doing that, but I really, it's going to be a tough sell to make
Yeah.
me sit down and
Because you bought this sight unseen, right? Like
yeah.
like you finished Evil Within 1. You finished Evil Within 1, which you apparently kind of hated.
Yeah.
And
Well-
then you bought the DLC, and then you bought this.
So, I mean, I wasn't even going to play the DLC from the first game until I realized that the Evil Within 2 was happening. And
You wanted to fill in the gaps.
I wanted to make sure that that the pathetic story was entirely present.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think there's anything here for me. Oh shit, I was so wrong. Look at this. Got some gunpowder in a jar. I
That's how I
called
store
it.
my gunpowder.
I called it, and I called it wrong. All right, we're out of here. Got some more herb.
Well, you know, maybe the Evil Within 3 will just redeem the whole series, because often it's the third movie that makes it all
Yeah,
the best.
of course it is. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean-
Halloween 3, as we talked about a few weeks ago, was
Right.
the best of the Halloween movies.
Superman 3, Rocky 3,
Superman 3.
Rambo 3. These are all
Right.
great movies.
Alien 3 or Aliens 3.
I love every single installment of the Aliens franchise, except for the recent shenanigans that Ridley Scott has been pulling.
single installment?
I really like.
Like, okay, Aliens, and Aliens 3,
It's different.
all
You're not getting
unarguably good.
away.
I enjoyed 4.
So was 4 the one with Winona Ryder, Resurrection?
I thought that was 3.
No, 3 was Aliens 3. That's the one with the power armor thing, the big yellow power loader, right?
What? No,
That's
that's
Aliens 3.
no.
Yes.
Nope. Aliens 3. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Oh. Is this guy gonna?
I'm
no.
looking it up now.
No. So Alien was Ridley Scott. Aliens,
Right.
plural, was James Cameron with the load lifter. And the what do you call it? The Marine Corps, the Space Marines. And then Alien 3 was
No.
okay.
Alien was the single Alien.
Yes.
Was Ridley Scott? Yes. Aliens was the second one. John Carpenter. That was the Space Marines.
Not John
Alien.
Carpenter.
Or yeah, John. What's his name?
James Cameron.
Yeah. Aliens 3 was the prison planet with the power lifter.
Yeah, Prison Planet. Prison Planet,
Right? It
yes.
was like
yes,
the-
yes, yes. You're
the
right.
Indentured servants or whatever, and
Yes.
she had the power lifter.
Well,
And then 4,
I don't know where you're getting this Powerlifter stuff from. Powerlifter was the classic.
the big yellow thing. That
yes.
was Alien 3.
No. So the Queen at the
No?
end of Aliens is the classic scene with the powerlifter. Get away from her, you
Oh, yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
You know that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. I remember now. Sorry. It's
You're,
been a
you're-
while.
Yeah, Rachel's
It's
right.
been a while.
Your mom thought the Prison Planet exactly. So I have no cool slides to watch. So I guess I'm done here. I just wanted to say hey to Mr. Midnight. How you doing, Kitty? Looking good.
Alright. You're right. I was wrong on Alien 3, but Alien 4 was the Resurrection one, I do believe,
Yeah, I think you're
which
right.
was the one with Winona Ryder, where they brought Ridley back from like a
Yes.
clone or something.
Yeah, and it's got the Mentat guy from Dune, who is
Right.
forever just replaying that role in different
Right.
movies.
I kind of liked Resurrection. Like, it was okay.
Yeah.
But then they did like Alien versus Predator or something after that. It just got terrible after that. Like Alien 4 was the last one that I was like, yeah, this was okay. Or Aliens or Resurrection.
Yeah.
I don't remember liking any of the ones after that.
Oh, Rachel. Okay, so doorknobs, right? So one of the classic game mechanics from Resident Evil 4. This is a direct Resident Evil 4 thing that's been brought forward. So I can tap X one time to just like slowly swing the door open.
This
And
is
I
a
can-
thing I have brought up before, Rachel.
Yes.
Just so you know.
And I love it. I love it. Or I can double tap for the kick. And so that's a strategic thing, right? Either you want to anticipate that there are guys in there who are not going to see you immediately, and you want to open it nice and quiet like so you can sneak up on them, or maybe there's some asshole standing right behind the door and you want to kick it open and knock them off guard, off balance.
How
So-
often has that happened in this game? though?
Like 0 times, maybe one. Maybe one time did I get somebody with the door kick, and this could be number 2. Nope. Okay.
I would love for that to be like a boss fight. Like you manage to find your way around to the back of the boss fight, and you kick open the door the boss is standing in front of,
Yeah.
and just knock them on their ass. That would be amazing.
Well, we can dream.
I like to think, Rachel, that Sebastian never learned how to use doorknobs. He never learned how to actually open doors.
Well, yeah, and
Push on them,
that's
you can kick them, and that's it.
that's totally reinforced, right? In the game where you try to open doors that are locked, and
Right.
Sebastian instinctively, like subconsciously, he knows, oh my god, I just crashed this game. What if it's a part of the game?
What if it is?
What if this is like, oh, you're losing your mind? I'm gonna ask it to suggest some actions. Update your system. Okay, no, this really crashed.
What if this is like the thing in Metal Gear Solid where Mantis is reading your memory card?
I was hoping that was what
If
was
only.
happening. Yep. So, anyway, I gotta
Can you
try
report
and.
a problem that the Can you report a problem that the game just isn't very good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony, I got a problem. You
So-
approved a kind of shit game.
So anyway, when Sebastian subconsciously knows that the door is locked, meanwhile the player that's pulling his strings is like, "Open the fucking door, Sebastian." What he'll do is he'll push his arm up against like the hinge side, which makes
Right.
no sense.
Right. Yeah, Rachel, 100%. A new goddamn Elder Scrolls would be way better than all these crappy horror games.
Okay. 2026 autosave 1. Cancel. Hold on. Wait. No, that is
That's all we
that
just-
is totally
we
the
just
one
need
I
to do
want.
Elder Scrolls. Skyrim has been ported to every system ever known to man, so we need a new game.
When I was unpacking my my old haven't been opened cardboard boxes for several moves,
Uh-huh.
when I did all of that, I found a copy of Daggerfall, which is amazing.
Looking forward to that SNES port. Yeah.
After
There's
all
a
this,
there's a comic artist I
I'm the
follow
only one
on
left, but he's
Tumblr,
not
I
gonna
think?
Stop me.
that had a post a while back collecting all of his Twitter shit posts of him installing Skyrim on other systems. And it was like he had an Etch-a-Sketch that was playing Skyrim and like cave paintings and just all sorts of shit.
That's amazing.
It was great. Yeah, I need to go play some of the older Elder Scrolls. I played I liked Morrowind and I liked Oblivion, but I never like seriously played them. I just snuck around and tried to steal shit from people.
Yeah. No,
So-
that's what these games always devolve into. In fact,
Yeah. What can I get away
Daggerfall
with?
was awesome because it was the first game where I was given the opportunity to be cunning in that kind of way, like where you'd see that the shops would have like opening hours, and you would come in cover of darkness. You would approach the shop, pick the lock, allow yourself in, lift
Right.
all their inventory, and then you'd show up the next morning when the store was open and sell all
Yeah.
their shit back to them.
Yep.
Because why would you want to carry that stuff? You'll be over encumbered.
Of course.
Just cash in for gold. And then when the
Realize how heavy
shopkeep,
all their shit is?
when the shopkeep runs out of money, you take your con to the next town.
Right. I kind of liked in Skyrim, you'd end up you'd steal something, but it always has like the stolen tag on it. So you had to be careful trying to sell it. You had to, find like a fence or whatever to sell it to. So I always just ended up, that was what I would just leave in my house in the various cities. So you carry around all the legit shit, and then your house is just full of stolen stuff.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I remember getting so good at jumping that I would jump on top of buildings. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with all the Elder Scrolls games is like they do a really good job of the same thing that the Grand Theft Auto games do, of making it to where you want to spend time just exploring the world and doing random shit more than you want to play the story.
I feel like the story is always a letdown.
Yeah, like some of them have really good stories, but so many of them are just like, yeah, I don't care. All I want to do is
Yeah.
travel around and
This
find
time
random
is
caves
different.
and shit.
You're not getting away.
As evidenced by the sheer number of mods for Skyrim that are just like, I added 50 new caves. And you're just like, great. I'm gonna go find me some more caves. You came back to him. Technically you did, because you've already been here before. The game just crashed.
That's a fourth wall break.
Who needs a fourth wall?
All right, so I think the deal was there was like some item in here. There's a mirror, right? I guess I won't go see. Oh, in the pouch. That's good.
If only you could bring Mr. Midnight with you.
I know.
Because he would just kill all these people and you'd be done. Game over. I mean, we saw the power of Mr. Midnight in Fran Bow. Like, he was talking to plant people and saving her from goat demons and all sorts of stuff.
He always had a lot of good ideas.
Yeah. He was a very handy cat to have around. I almost bought, during like the Halloween sale, a game that looked very similar to Fran Bow. But I didn't. Because it just didn't. I can't remember the name of it now. Something about nightmares. It wasn't Little Nightmares.
Something about nightmares. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was immediately
I
what I
can't remember
thought
the name
of.
it now. Yeah, it wasn't Little Nightmares. I don't know. I need to get back to the game streaming at some point.
I think I'm gonna retire for a while again once this this series is done. I don't know. I've been busy.
You're the Punxsutawney Phil of video games. You come out once a year to play a game,
Yeah.
see if it's good, and if it is, you'll keep playing games. But if it's not, you're gonna disappear for 5
You're not
months.
gonna get to me.
That's right.
5 more months of Owen Winter. Oh, Winter.
Oh, winter. Okay, so we're breaking new ground here. We made it. This is looking real bricky. If only there was more inside for you to play again for the first time. So, yes, that game was lovely.
Yes. I enjoyed watching you play both Inside and the prequel to that, Limbo.
Oh, god
I say
damn it.
prequel. I know it wasn't actually a prequel, but prequel-ish.
I'm super not into these guys and their fire.
In the game to be introducing such an annoying new enemy.
Oh, and there's a bunch of them. And they're
Like
looking
this
at me.
Souls game or something.
They're looking at me. Yeah, so I don't know if you caught the news, but From Software have a new project kicking
Do they?
that they
I had not
teased
heard that.
at the Video Game Awards this evening.
Is it a Dark Souls 4 or is it a Bloodborne 2?
It was ambiguous.
Oh. Oh no.
I fucked up. Oh, I really fucked up. Oh, these guys are meaning some business. That was not good. That was a letdown. Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
what did it say on the teaser? Something about shadows die twice or something.
Shadows die twice.
Yeah.
Huh.
And don't.
That feels a little more Bloodborne-y than Soulsy, but
Yeah. It definitely. It gave me that vibe, but I'm predisposed to be looking for Bloodborne content. You know.
right. You're a big Bloodborne fan, so it would make sense for you to be hoping for Bloodborne stuff.
Right. What's up, dude?
Yeah, Rachel, I'm a bigger fan myself of the games where you have to be way more careful about your like you have to watch out for stamina, you have to watch out for health, you have to watch out for doing the right thing.
There's no right thing doing here.
Yeah, no, you're just
Oh,
I'm inclined to believe that it would just be so insanely hot in this room,
yes, very
this
hot.
whole area, that you're just not going to be achieving much. You're just going to like lay on the floor and die.
Oh crap! Is it possible for me to get through here without killing these guys? I feel like I'm being set up to just have to kill these guys.
Maybe they're trying to deplete all your ammo.
Well,
They're trying to make you worried.
I don't see a way to open this gate, and I feel like that gate is where I'm headed.
I would agree with that. You can't jump. Can't jump down.
We got a tarp.
Yeah.
Can tarp it up.
You can consider just covering yourself with the tarp, and maybe they'll all leave because they don't know where you are anymore.
Hmm.
You have an awful lot of these like propane tank looking things.
Yeah.
You got a frozen tank looking thing.
Yep. You saw a propane tank? You mean the
They're not
thing-
propane tanks, but they're those round things with the pipes coming out of the top.
I like that these guys are just in the room over there hanging out.
Well, it's warm. They're a little chilly.
The-
They're trying to warm up. It's cool out there, man. Their body temp is real hot. They're running a fever.
They look like men, but really they're cats.
Right. They're
Just-
nowhere near hot enough right now.
Okay, so now that
My
I'm
youngest is that way. He never gets warm enough.
Jesus Christ, dude, make up your mind. He is a cat.
First he wants to come in, then he wants to go out.
Oh, I fucked up. So I don't know if you noticed there, but when I was behind the guy, there was a little
stealth
red,
hit.
a reticle, a little red uptick, and so that was one of
Okay.
the bonuses that I got
Oh, you
with
got some green goo.
the yeah. I will be having that green goo any minute now. With the maxed stealth tree, so it gives you the option of running up to somebody at range
Oh,
to
do the stealth hit.
to do the stealth hit. Yep.
Nice.
No, this isn't going to
Only
work.
You can get that to work.
There we go. Well, that wasn't
Stab him in
bad.
the brain.
That was
No, that was pretty clean.
totally manageable. I bet it would have been different if he was on fire. They said something about them being
A little more
tougher
difficult on fire.
or something. I don't remember what he said. Doesn't matter.
I know every
guess.
time I catch myself on fire, I feel a lot more invigorated.
Yeah, you're like, I can do anything while on fire.
Yeah, for at least like a couple of seconds.
At least a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So let's
Well,
see.
and then the pain sets in, and just like,
Oh yeah, no, he was fine with that. I should have waited for him to flame off.
it seems like Sebastian's technique of running up, jumping onto, and stabbing in the head
Yeah,
the person that he's trying to stealth kill wouldn't work nearly as well for someone who's on fire. Because as soon as you leap on them, now you're on fire, right?
false.
Well, okay, I suppose maybe you're not on fire yet.
Shit. Oh, they have fully seen me. That is,
Yep. Go find that tarp. Or maybe this is where the cryo thing comes in.
Yeah.
right? One of them gets over there near you, and
Come on, guys. Come on down.
they're stuck on a box, man. You gotta give them a minute.
A hot minute,
There
or
you
just
go.
like a regular minute?
Like, a couple of seconds.
Are they hot enough?
Couple of seconds and, a few missed headshots.
I don't know what happened there. My gun is maxed. I feel like that should have just.
You maxed out the wobble on that gun. That's what you maxed out.
Oh, the
Wow.
wobble. Yeah, that's right.
Ragdoll.
Yeah, that is some Dark Souls shit right there.
Have you seen the game Human Fall Flat?
No.
You should. I've been watching Tango Tech and ZF play it. Joe and I have been watching that,
Oh,
and they've been enjoyable to watch. Hey, there's a thing you can pull.
yeah, there is. So that I ran right past it.
You did, but that's okay. You got a bunch of green goo, and you resurrected a couple of guys by pulling on the.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian looks like he's just done with this shit.
Mm.
I kind of wish the game had a bit more. Like, I kind of wish it had sections that required stealth.
Well,
'Cause it feels like the stealth is all. It's an option in a few areas, like a viable option. But there's several areas where you have to do violence. You can't really stealth things, or you have to do like very loud violence, right?
well, there were a couple of times where stealth was the. I feel like there were only 2 shown coming alive, but now there are 3 here.
There were only 2 shown.
I mean, I guess that wasn't. Like there was no guarantee that was exhaustive, so I shouldn't be alarmed.
They were zoomed in on a certain part of the room.
Yeah.
They didn't show you the rest of the scene. Now you know the rest of the story, though.
Mm-hmm.
That there were actually 3 guys and not just 2.
If I were smart, I could use a bottle to separate them.
You know what I wish this room had? I wish
What?
this room had a gas puddle. So you could just make them run through it.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be like the
I,
best addition to this room?
I did briefly get excited when I saw that tarp because I thought it was a puddle of gas, but that's just my poor eyesight.
That would be like the best addition to this room is a a barrel that you could kick over, and then you make one of them run through it.
But it would be
it'll
so irresponsible to have this like totally on fire room with a big puddle of
gas
oil.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, terribly. And you couldn't actually expect it to do any damage to them, because there's no way that the dude who's on fire is going to be damaged by you making him more on fire.
Are you sure?
Control Union. It's not even real.
Okay, logically, there's no way that's going to make him. But with a game like this, who knows?
Remember, I'm in a brain bath right now.
That's true.
So, I mean, the rules of the game could just be really stupid,
You take over assholes
because what if Sebastian's really stupid? And he's like,
What if
oh, yeah.
Sebastian- What if he's just catching himself on fire?
Yeah. What if that?
Why does that dude have glowing eyes on the wall?
Because it's meant to make me uncomfortable. Like he might, because he might like
Okay.
leap off the wall at me.
Because they only have one character model for the bad guy. He just winked at you.
Yeah, I know. First gold star on Advent of Code. Fuck yes, Rachel.
Good job. I have been watching people do Advent of Code stuff in a programming discussion Discord that I'm in, but I have not done any of it yet myself. I keep thinking I should do like a live stream of the first several days' problems, but
I love it. I love the brain teasers.
I'm just so lazy about this stuff that I'm one of those weird programmers that doesn't necessarily like programming for fun.
Yeah, you hate it. You're a hater.
I don't hate it. I find myself rarely doing it nowadays. You missed a door back there.
What?
There was a door.
Oh yeah. I was too busy looking at that body, thinking about how.
I don't know if you can open it, but there's a
Oh
door.
yeah, I can.
What would you do without me? You'd have walked right past that door
I know.
with all these bodies and some scriptures.
I just am here for the nails.
You got something to build later?
I mean, yeah. Wow, they keep. How many mirrors have I encountered this play session?
They are really encouraging you to upgrade and save.
Well,
I
I'm
think
gonna.
that's all it is.
I'm gonna do it. To be honest, I'm just gonna cash in on the saves. Actually, I'm gonna go super paranoid right now because
Snakes Above the Bay. I like that alternate name, Rachel, for what I'm assuming you mean as the Python conference that was recently held near San Francisco. Which I'm still not naming. None of us are going to name the thing.
you're not gonna name it.
We're not going to name it. We're not going to say what it is.
The upper deck SS snake case is what I like to
Yeah.
call it. Yeah.
I will keep an eye out for that talk though. So I'm back in a programming job for the first time in multiple years. Like four years or so. And I find, I go program at work and then I don't really want to program anymore. That's all I want to do. So yeah. It's just a thing. It's a weird thing, but it's a thing.
Detective Castellanos.
The next time I go looking for a programming job, I'm gonna have like crappy GitHub graph ever. What does my graph even look like? I haven't looked at it in forever.
I don't really consider GitHub to be
There's nothing
an asset of mine
cautious,
during a job
but you
search.
can't
That's
avoid fighting forever.
it's
Maybe
not
you
really.
should
I
think
mean,
about adding
it's
some
filling in as
filters.
more with more green now, but it's mostly just my yeah. It's just stuff I'm doing for like random shit. So yeah. And yeah, Rachel, I've got a family and you know, a house and all that kind of stuff to take care of. So all that gets in the way, but it's also just like there's not a desire for it. Every once in a while I sit down after everybody goes to bed and I'm like, yeah, I should go play with Rust or go do this or go do that. And then I'm just
Hell
like,
yeah!
"Ah." And then I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go watch people play RimWorld and you know,
All right,
relax on the couch.
relaxo extremo.
Oh yeah, Rachel, totally. It needs to be okay to not do it. And I think it 100% is. I've got a dude that I'm like tutoring, and I keep bringing up to him like, you need to go and do things that aren't programming.
It's important to do.
Every time I talk, like, so I'm the only person on my team at work, with one exception. I'm the only person who is on the West Coast. Everybody else is East Coast on my team. And they'll be online, like, in Slack after 6 their time. And, like, every message I send to them is just like, you should go away. You should go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, half the time they don't listen. But it's like, you gotta get away from work. But yeah, I want to go sit on the couch and watch people play RimWorld, which is not the most relaxing game, to be fair. No, it doesn't work, Rachel. People don't want to listen. There's always like, oh, but I got to work on this ticket, or oh, but I got to work on. Like I worked until like 6:15, 6:30 tonight because I was pairing with somebody and waiting on tests to run, and I felt like bad that I had done that. I think they found you.
Yeah, they did.
That
Oh,
was real quick.
oh shit! I fucked up.
And then he punched you in the head.
Oh god. Oh no, there are so many
That's a lot
dudes
of
right
dudes.
now.
That's a lot of dudes.
I don't see a lever this way. I'm just gonna hide out.
I mean, what if you just ran through the fire and became one?
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
I don't think that'll work, but
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. That looks very hot. Oh. He put his hands up. Oh no, this is real bad.
oh jeez, this is not good.
Oh, and I can't like shimmy through them. Well,
Yeah,
apparently
that
the
was not
flames
positive.
did not want to become one with me. I was rejected by flame.
Yeah. What even is the win condition for this game? Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I've
don't-
often
I don't-
thought that being here with Mr. Midnight is the win condition. Like, this is it.
I kind of feel like if you had to have like a limbo or a purgatory, this one wouldn't be a terrible one, right?
Right.
Like
I mean, there are
he's got
coffee mugs.
coffee.
Yeah.
he's got a cat.
A
He's
slide
got a
projector.
whiteboard. He's got a whiteboard he can do, you know, non-real world programming problems on.
Right. Yeah. I got some computers here. I can check my sites, you know?
Yeah, you can check some email, read some Twitter. You know, like you're good. You got eBay, probably.
You got eBay. What would Sebastian buy on eBay? Alcohol, probably.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it, but yeah, and you got a kitty. You got Mr. Midnight. You literally don't need anything else. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Sebastian.
keeps
and he's just all
wanna.
like, no, I gotta go fight fire dudes instead.
This is that Sam Jackson movie, right? I'm sick of these motherfucking flames on these motherfucking walls.
It is an effective barrier, though.
Okay, so I got sprung by this guy here last time.
Mm-hmm.
He alerted everybody to my whereabouts.
Bringing you again.
Oh, come on, man. Taking your goo. That was a waste.
Take all the goo. Aw,
I know.
that's just sad. Kind of looks like maybe he's got stomach pains or something.
I have stomach pains. Just
give
looking
him
at
like
him.
some Pepto.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
That is no way to treat somebody you just met. I mean, what do these guys have against you? What have you ever done to them?
I don't know.
This is ridiculous. This is some bullshit right here. All this hate for Sebastian. Sebastian didn't do anything to these people. Or maybe he did, I don't know. But as far as we know in the game, he hasn't done anything. Maybe we should make a game like this the next time we do a game jam,
Yeah?
where the whole point of it is just to die as many times as possible.
Did you ever see that game, Don't Move? We talked about it, I think.
Yeah. Don't. And then there's also Move or Die.
Move or Die. So
Yeah,
contradictory.
So it's like a 4-player party game kind of game. If you stand still, the game will kill you. But each level only lasts like a minute. So you're trying to kill the other players, but if you stop moving, then your health goes away, and you die. It's pretty great. I have a copy of it. I need to get some more people copies of it so we can play it all together. Did you happen to get the Yogg's Cast
Damn it.
Jingle Jam?
The what?
The Yogg's Cast Jingle Jam charity package from Humble Bundle.
I'm sure you said words that somebody recognizes there.
It's fine. I understand you're in the middle of something.
You said
it's just
Yogs?
Yeah, Yogg's Cast. I don't know what the hell Yogg's Cast is. But Humble Bundle currently has a bundle up for whatever you want. But if you spend at least $35, you get all the games that they're gonna reveal over the month of December.
I just did verbatim the same thing.
You gotta stop doing that, man.
I mean,
You gotta stab the dude in the back of the head. You can't walk up and just punch him in the stomach.
because he's on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that. You punch him in the stomach and he's just like, whatever. It's fine.
Don't light on fire, dude.
There you go. There you go. Stab him in his fire brain. Anyway, yeah. So this Humble Bundle gets you a whole bunch of games, but unfortunately, a lot of the things that are included in the bundle are like promos and DLCs to other games.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah, it's like, but I don't have the other games, so How do I play this?
That is a valid question.
Yeah. I feel like bundles should never really include expansions unless they give you the other game, like
Right.
the game the expansion goes with.
That
That's
would
cool.
That would be fair.
Yeah. But like you can't assume that I have, you know, as much as I love me some Warhammer, I don't have the Vermintide game. I actually don't believe I have any Warhammer games.
There have been some good ones.
Did you trigger him drawing the knife?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say that was very nicely done, like
Yes.
cinematic thing of
That,
drawing the knife as he ran up on the guy.
that was a buttery smooth maneuver. I will
was
accept your compliment.
beautiful. Yes, that was very well done.
Now I'm going to extract this medical kit from this pile of bony ash. Okay, yeah, that sounds healthy. Ooh, okay. What else?
Fourth edition Warhammer Fantasy RPG. It's been so long since I've played a pen and paper playing game.
Wait, Warhammer Fantasy RPG? That's the thing we talked about last week, right?
We did. We were talking about Warhammer last week. Yeah, both the 40K Space Marines and the fantasy, not Space Marines,
Right.
whatever they are.
The fantasy, not space marine. Oh, okay. So I did get stuck, but I could have just flipped the lever.
Shot the things.
Yeah.
But you had to have seen them while running away from the fiery dudes.
Yes.
Like, how likely is that?
Well, apparently, not very.
Ground dwarves versus space dwarves. Yeah, exactly.
As a teen, I was super into Elder, so it was all space elves for me.
My role-playing game of choice as a teenager was the Star Wars role-playing game.
Oh yeah, I still have a bunch of source books.
Yeah, it was a good game, and I had a huge soft spot for Shadowrun, but never actually played it. I played the SNES game, which I loved, but never actually played like the pen and paper, tabletop role-playing game. But Shadowrun was great. Shadowrun was amazing. Why? No,
I
that's
know.
not good.
I yes.
You did a weird little turnaround thing.
Yep.
What Star Wars? The one with the yes, yeah, the one that it was all like 6-sided die, right?
It was
Or not
all
6-sided,
D6. Yes.
No, it was
No.
all D8, wasn't it?
No. It was
Was it
all
D6?
D6. Yeah, it was like the lamest
Okay.
game if you were into dice.
Right. Yeah, you never got like D20s or anything.
Nope. You just rolled like 18 D6.
Yeah, the D8s are all in X-wing. So if you play the tabletop games, X-wing or like the X-wing is all based on World War II Wings of Glory, I want to say it's called. Actually, it's World War I Wings of Glory even, where you're flying, biplanes and stuff. And so then that one was popular, but obviously with a very small niche group. And so they made X-Wing, same rules more or less, but you get to fly X-Wings instead of biplanes. Who doesn't want to fly an X-Wing or a Y-Wing instead of a stop with camel? I think it's all D8s that you roll on that one, though. But they're, of course, custom D8s. They don't have numbers on them. They just have, like, hit markers and miss markers and crit markers.
Dice games are fun.
They can be, yeah. But, I mean, these are cool. You get to push little miniatures around on the... have these flight trackers that control like how good of banking turns you can do and stuff. It's pretty neat. Holy has a set or two of it. I don't have any of it, but it's neat. They expanded it even further. They made a D&D version to fly dragons.
Oh.
And there's a Star Trek version as well. But it's not very good. It's mostly capital ships, like Enterprise size ships.
Yeah, because why would you want to play a game about piloting the shuttles around? Because that's pretty much all they had besides that.
Right. Yeah. So I've heard it's a bit more clunky of a game, but they brought the capital class ships to the X-Wing world as well, with Star Wars Armada, I think it's called. But it seems like they did maybe a better job on that, probably because it was the second time doing it. And so you may have a capital class like a large transport, but you can launch, or you have a Star Destroyer, but you can launch TIE fighters off of it. So you can have little skirmish battles. Oh jeez. You can have little skirmish battles while having your large bombing and strafing battles.
That all sounds good.
Yeah. That those double-sided things are some sons of bitches, aren't they?
I had bringing it back to the earlier movie topic. I had the Aliens RPG.
Really?
Which is
I didn't know there was an Aliens RPG.
Yeah. And that was another rare kind of dice collection thing. It was like entirely percentile.
Okay. Like, do you have an example
What?
that you can give while you're waiting on this thing to spawn?
No, I mean the percentile dice, like you have the two. What is it, like 1 to 9, 0 to 9?
Oh, like yeah,
like
so they're all
D10s,
like
yes.
D10s. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It seemed like, oh Jesus Christ, there are
God,
so
this
many
is
of these things in here. Can I leave? Can I just leave?
Oh God.
There are more of
Jesus.
them.
Why are there so many of them?
They're all looking at me. All of them are looking at me. I am fucked up to death.
Have you considered telling them that you don't want to be looked at? No, that
That's,
didn't work.
I mean, the whole point of having a maxed stealth tree is so that I don't have to.
Right. What you didn't know is you were actually maxing the amount. Got you.
They're just
The more you
super
invest in
interested.
it. What if maybe you've already walked around as much as you can without pulling the... So, never mind. I was going to suggest, what if you walked around and gathered up all the goodies before you pulled the lever? But I think you've already done that.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
Like 5 session games tops, so you can do that like once a month. That's cool, Rachel. I have a couple of weird role-playing games that I've wanted to play with people off and on for years, but I've never found a group that actually wanted to play them. I don't know that I have that kind of group at all. One is called Dog Eat Dog, and it's a that was effective in its own little way.
I mean, shit. No. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I feel like you're hurting yourself more than...
Yes.
So that's not it.
No.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no.
Freeze them.
I was listening for it, but
Oh, jeez.
because the stereo audio is not positional enough, it faked me out. My ears were not. Okay, so maybe I can just go up the stairs.
Yeah.
He's so tired. He's so tired.
Those things are like Daleks. They can't climb stairs.
Right? So I got to see a Dalek
I'm not making any deals.
in Edinburgh. They have the Children's Museum, which has a bunch of like memorabilia and stuff for kids things in general. Is there a coffee pot in here I can chief? I don't think there is. But yeah, they had a hiding behind the couch exhibit at one point, which was like all Doctor Who stuff. They had a Cyberman outfit, and they had a Dalek, and
That's where I know that phrase from, is a Doctor Who either book or documentary about the show being a thing that like the kids in the UK loved, but at the same time it was scary enough that they felt like they had to hide.
Yep.
Maybe you should think about adding some combat skills.
It fits a lot of the old Doctor Who very well, I feel.
yeah, I mean that was exactly right. That was a popular kind of colloquialism. You referred to hiding behind the couch when you were talking about Doctor Who for some reason.
Well, and Doctor Who also brought about a lot of the sort of the weak kind of storytelling trope of every week there's some new baddie, and none of them really matter too much except for the couple of big ones that you're always going to run. You're always going to have the Daleks. You're always going to have the Cybermen. But how often are you going to see, the Silence? One season, and then they're gone.
Yeah, great
Which
question.
obviously isn't Monster of the Week, but for older Doctor Who, it would have been Monster of Month, maybe.
But yeah, Doctor Who was a huge part of my childhood as well. Even going back to the old, like the black and white movie. There was a theater that used to do like old classics. They didn't show contemporary cinema ever. And yeah, I remember going to see what was it? It's like the first
Day of the Daleks?
right. It was something with the Daleks. Daleks take London or something.
Yeah.
Dalek
yeah.
invasion. When
the ones
when they all
where
referred to the
Susan's-
Doctor as Granddad because they were his grandkids.
Well, right. Well, because the main companion was still Susan, right? His granddaughter.
Right.
And then, that movie was the one where like Susan left him to stay behind with like the freedom fighter guy, right?
Oh,
was
I
that?
don't remember. I
Alright.
just kind of vaguely have a memory of going to the cinema and
And watching Doctor Who.
yeah, that was it. So I'm glad I made those harpoon bolts. Now that there's just harpoon bolts laying around in here. And how did the elevator get so rusty? I think it's merely rusty for dramatic effect. I think that's it. And so part of the premise of this game is that we're in this kind of group hallucination. Sebastian right now is immersed in a bathtub, hooked up to a machine in the medical wing of some secret lab somewhere. And
It's almost like a reverse Matrix kind of thing.
reverse Matrix, yeah, where you're in a
Like he's willingly going into the simulation in order to
you're
somewhat power a thing.
you're in a digital world that isn't there to convince you to become docile and stay. It's just there to
Right.
actively fuck you up.
Despair, you wish.
Right.
A taste of
But
despair.
he's gone into it willingly instead of being born into it.
You did this to me, Dad.
You didn't save
Look
me.
at all that despair.
It's pretty despairy.
Mm-hmm. You didn't save her.
It's okay, sweetie. I'm gonna make it right again.
I gotta kill this preacher guy. BRB.
Yep.
I love you so much, Lily. I always have. And I always will. And I'm gonna save you this time. I promise.
It'd be great if the game just ended here and the picture was like, I'm so happy I could reunite a family.
Yep.
I see you've overcome some of your
That'd be amazing. But instead,
of your past traumas is vast. I know everything about you. I know what lies beneath.
What lies
You
beneath
have a
is
deep
like
well of
rum.
fear from which to draw.
instead of helping him
You've
heal,
seen
you're gonna
many
try and kill him.
horrors, and they still
That's great.
haunt your memories. Remember where this all began. Remember Beacon.
Yeah, Rachel, that would be the best ending to the game. It's just like, I've been trying to orchestrate you getting back to your family this whole time. Now I've done that. Can't wait to see you all be happy and free.
Oh, fuck. We're getting
Yeah,
a
they're gonna make
recap of the first game.
They're gonna make you play all of the Evil Within 1 over.
Oh, that would be hell.
That's how you win this game, is to play the whole first game over.
Hey, my
God, that would be
stamina,
amazing.
my stamina isn't going down.
Infinite stamina.
Game 1, yeah. Yeah, this guy was like the first baddie that you encounter early in on the first game.
Enough of this shit.
Yep, Sebastian's done. He's not playing.
Yep.
This time.
No. He's tired of playing these games. Just like Owen.
Castellanos out, is what he's saying.
Yep.
Remember that time in Resident Evil 7 when I had to dodge Daddy in his car in the garage?
Yes.
Oh, really? I have to cut him? He looks pacified.
Yeah, he looks like you could just walk away.
I don't know.
Can you not? No other controls, only X?
I can't even walk away at this point.
Press X to pay respects.
But okay.
Maybe he likes it when you cut him.
He does. He's into it.
Alright. Well, you're giving him what he wants.
This is pretty gruesome.
I'm fairly certain once you get even like half that deep into a person with a chainsaw, you're gonna just stop. I don't really care who it is. It's an awful lot of hatred to be carrying around with you, Sebastian.
Oh, we're gonna do like a boss rush?
You're gonna do every boss fight from the first game over.
Oh, really? This guy was like the worst.
Did you love the boss fights in the first game?
No, they were all bad. Oh god, the guy, he's got a sack of stuff that he hits you with.
Sagaseth and a safe on his head?
Yeah.
That cannot be good for your peripheral vision.
No, it's not.
And yeah, that is amazingly lazy design, Rachel. This is like some of the laziest.
Oh my god. I'm like in a
So
little nook.
I don't know, Rachel, if you've watched any of the past live streams that it's been doing of this game, but like the first 2 or 3 episodes,
Ugh.
you were constantly commenting on how much the game resembles other survival horror games. So it's kind of not surprising that they're just recycling the first game at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it kind of feels appropriate for the game.
right. This is the meta, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? Because they're like, hey, remember all those times you were thinking of other games?
I like how
Well-
shooting him in the chest made the safe pop open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
All
god.
those times you remember the other game.
Oh no.
Here, literally remember the other games.
It's like how every couple of seasons Friends would have the clip show, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the entire premise
Ow.
of Family Guy for several centuries, or for several centuries,
Several
se-
centuries.
several seasons, right? Where the only joke on the show was, "Hey, remember that time I did X?" And then we jump to a flashback. Have you considered not getting hit by the guy?
I can't not do it.
He hits like a ton of bricks, man. He's just beating the shit out of you.
Well, that's the truth. But so yeah, scattered through this zone, there are going to be little safes on the ground, like here in the corner. I don't know if you can see that. But that's basically where he's going to spawn from. His body like grows out of the safe for some
Oh,
dumb reason.
that's
Shit.
stupid as shit.
Oh my god. Did I hit him? What is going on? Why is it all...
Why is it all glitchy?
Yeah, shit. Oh my god. I didn't realize I didn't have it loaded. I'm such an amateur. Oh.
Oh god!
Oh, that's a real cheaty thing to do. Double safe, man. Holy, nope. Nope. Nope.
You didn't kill the real one.
Nope.
You got another gold star, Rachel? Good job. That's
Oh,
amazing.
shit. I love
Rachel's
gold
getting
stars.
all the gold stars.
I want some.
While Owen is getting all the pummels.
I need fewer pummels, more gold star. Oh, god damn. Oh my god. Nope.
He just wants you to get in the bag, man. It's like game design's shittiest Hydra. That's true,
Okay.
Rachel. Splitting on a space is the same as splitting on nothing.
Oh, did that work for you? Yeah, splitting on space is very specific.
Yep.
And that kind of targeted splitting I'm not gonna reach for normally.
If I have to do targeted splitting, it's usually going to be something larger than a single character, or it's going to be with...
Mm-hmm. Damn it, it's the hair lady.
I mean, there are exceptions, I guess, for splitting on, like, semicolons or something, but... The hair lady. What's up with the hair lady?
Yeah, it's...
I burned you once.
She's got a lot of
Do
hair.
it again.
Yeah, shit. Okay, so this is,
I burned you once, and I'll do it again.
yeah. Oh, this isn't right. She's behind me. Oh my god, she is super behind me.
Oh, so now you're gonna turn all the fires back on. God, she's right there.
Yeah, she's on top of it.
Oh.
She was right there.
Wow. And just smashed your head right in. That's a thing.
And I'll do it.
Yeah, so I actually burned her several times in game 1.
There was that time you didn't call her back after a date.
That was, yeah, I fully ghosted her. Oh, shit, come on, Sebastian, come on. Damn it. I like
All
that
that
she's
nagging
wearing
used to
those, she's got some cool shoes on. I like that. She just
Well,
destroyed
she's
my
really
head.
into her kicks.
The kicks are fresh.
She's really into her kicks, man. Yeah.
I burned you once.
Yeah, Rachel,
and I'll do it again.
I've been learning Go slightly for work. It's just so weird having this language that like doesn't feel like it loves me as much as Python does. Like I honestly feel like Python wants me to be happy as a program, and Go just does not feel that way at all.
And I feel like Rust wants me to know what I'm doing.
I feel like Rust, yeah, it wants me to know what I'm doing, and I feel like it wants me to be, but I have to like work for the happy. I can't just expect to be happy.
No, there is no happy by default.
No, I have to work for the happy. But I'll get it.
Oh my
once I
god.
get there. I need to spend more time with Rust. Maybe I'll have some time over the Christmas break. Man, she is terrible.
I have had my head smashed many times already.
Yeah, this is Smash number 3.
So
I burned you once. And I'll do
You're
it
getting
again.
smashed right in the mouth.
here's my theory. I think I need to like trap her. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh shit. Oh, that's not what I expected to happen at all.
Oh god, she recovered awfully fast.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe now the switch thing will make those pop out or something?
No, fuck.
Does that do something now?
Yeah. I think that's right.
Bash just not aware that happiness isn't. Agree with that. I've honestly been really. I switched to Fish Shell at work, and I haven't had to do much scripting in it, but I've really enjoyed the scripting I have done in it. It's so much simpler than Bash, but does just as much. Yeah, Bash is great. It's very dated. Like it shows its age.
I don't think I juiced up the gas enough. I think I need to turn this other.
I think you got to turn both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can get the opportunity. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
She's gonna do her best to at least. Yeah, Rachel, check out Fish Shell. It's pretty nice.
I gotta.
She is hardcore, man.
I only have T-shell at work because of
not
legacy reasons.
You're on
I burned you once.
T Shell.
Do it again.
The old Tenix shell.
How's that?
It's like the late '80s over here.
Come on.
I wonder if I can. No. Not at all. I thought maybe I could crank it a little bit and then leave and come back to it.
Oh, right. Maybe it'd be halfway cranked.
God damn it. I am feeling like I'm going to give up on the cranks and just try to... Oh, no, she is a vicious foe.
Those bullets don't seem to be doing much to her.
I'm very not into this.
So, is this similar to what you did to her in...
A little bit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the deal with last time was there were just switches. You would pull a switch and it would activate like a crematorium kind of thing.
Right.
And the whole thing was luring her into the right spot and then
Fire.
flipping the lever.
I got you.
So
What about the shock bolt? Does that do anything to her?
Yeah,
That's what
let's-
they're giving you.
let's find out. Oh shit!
That's what they just handed you, so maybe that does something?
It did. Oh god.
Maybe not enough something.
No, not as
She was
effective.
awful quick.
It wasn't as effective as the freeze bolt.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's what I'll go for. I'll try the freeze bolt again and try to get both cranks.
I burned you once.
She is all
I'll
about
do it again.
smashing that face and drinking that blood. You're just a juice box to her.
I am mashing that X. Alright. Juiced up ×1.
Exit up. Exit up. Yeah, Rachel, you may or may not be surprised to hear how many times I had students get tripped up on the on needing to split without any sort of modifier. It was very common to have a lot of students that were just like, oh, I need to split on spaces, when really they need to split on all white space.
Oh, this is
I'll
bad.
admit I made some gotcha.
Did you do it on purpose to throw him off?
I did. I made some where they had to split on all white space so that they would get used to doing it that way.
I think that's fair. I mean, that's
Yeah. No, I
That
think
is
it's
a
fair. I'm
lesson
just
to
saying,
learn.
like, I was definitely like, nah, y'all are gonna do it this way. You get no choices. Yeah, the choral arrangement's kind of sweet. Like it's kind of a nice get her, toaster.
it's getting hot in here.
She has no clothes to take off though.
That's
so.
well, she has
Oh, her shoes.
the kicks, yeah.
Yeah, she's got the sweet shoes.
What else have you got?
So it was really just him the whole time. A white man with a gun.
So here's a thing I will say negative towards Python.
Okay.
So part of the reason it's so obvious in some other languages is the fact that yeah, it's glue wife. Is the fact that you'll have like a split, but then you'll have a separate method called split whitespace. Mm-hmm. Just like in Python, how you have split and split lines. Mm-hmm. Like it's
The power of
like yes, you could split on new line, but then you also would have to understand that there are different new line characters, right?
Right.
If you wanted to use regular split.
This
And
is
so
just
it-
a stabbing party.
I brought
all this is.
I brought a gun to a goring party, and
Where is she?
It's getting hot in here, so take off all
Let's
your
get her and
skin.
get out of here.
That's good. Python makes a lot of
Like I get what Python was going for, right? They want simple in terms of there aren't that many methods to learn, and
Correct.
the methods that you do learn are applicable to a lot of different uses, and that's all fair. But split with no arguments is like, that's a little black magic to me.
it harkens back, I think, a lot to Python's scripting roots, where I want to call one thing and I want to get the biggest bang for my buck that I can out of this one thing. Python makes a lot of Python ignores explicit is better than implicit in a lot of places internally to make something more powerful for the default implementation.
Yeah.
Right? It would be way more explicit to have a split method for these different things. You know, split on tabs, split on new lines, split on white space, split on whatever. But that's such a pain in the ass to use, right? Like, it's way nicer to just say split, and it just splits on all of it. So, yeah. Python... Internally, Python is not very good at following rules. Which is kind of funny for a language where, like, the rules matter so much.
Funny to you, maybe.
You know, it still pisses me off to this day every time I use unit tests. Every time I go to use unit tests and I have to setup doesn't start with a capital S.
Yeah. We're going through some changes at work where you know, we've got a big refactor effort on the cards, right? Because we've got this big monolithic repo of library plus. Oh, this is chapter 15.
We're wrong on the numbers.
We're in extra innings. So, but yeah, so we've got a monolithic code base, as it were, which is split into two major sections. One of which is library code, and the other which is applications. And so, the library code is very liberal with what accesses what. And so part of our upcoming mandate, brought on by yours truly, because I'm anal like this, was to take the library section, and to break it up into discrete packages so that we could, you know, basically outline what depends on what. And so, yeah, during that process, we're going to be adjusting all of the style issues that have cropped up, because there's a big spread. We have a lot of camel case stuff, and we have a lot of almost PEP 8 stuff. And yeah, so as we carve pieces of this mono repo out for packaging, we're going to be PEP 8ing the fuck out of it, but then also, ironically, re-implementing the camel case interface as a lightweight wrapper, or that's what we're calling it on paper, so that we can raise deprecation warnings and stuff on the caller side. So,
oh yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
We've got a big transitionary period coming up, and I just think
I don't know how else you would do that, right? Like, you kind of have to have the shitty camel case or the badly named methods or whatever kept around so that you can raise the deprecation warnings.
Yep.
Like, you can't really get rid. You got to keep the import paths so you can tell people to change.
Yeah,
or whatever.
The import paths will probably
we don't have to keep
change
them, but you have to catch them somehow. Yeah. We have a giant mono app at work too, and by giant I mean tens of thousands of lines of code total.
Yeah.
From
it doesn't have to be colossal. That's the thing, right? So this code base is it would have started around 2011, 2012, I think, right around Paranorman production.
It's over.
Right.
Let's get Lily and leave this place before
And so yeah, it's got enough history there to have roots places that it shouldn't.
Yeah. I want to say this code base started around Django 1, like 1.0.
Like
maybe
just
1.1,
post magic
1.2.
removal? Yeah.
Let's see. Magic removal was 09. It was right before 09.2.
You have to listen to me.
I thought it was like 096, but yeah, okay.
Maybe it was maybe 09. Maybe 09.2 was the magic removal.
I forget.
Could be.
That was when I
Yeah.
just arrived on the scene.
Yeah, exactly. It's so long ago. Anyway, so this code base has been around forever, and we don't enforce 80 character lines, and we don't. There's a lot of messy stuff in
I
there.
have to protect Lily.
So like just digging through this, trying to find. This is why I'm doing most of my work. Digging through this to find stuff is just. It's just ridiculous.
Yes. Good. Go. Sebastian.
But yeah, it's nasty work.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a good opportunity there to really improve the code base structurally and culturally.
Yeah. No, I enjoy that kind of work. I kind of wish that we were doing a
What is she trying to do?
a legit refactor and improvement process to this code base, but instead we're just breaking it up into microservices, which is fine, and will probably produce better code, but it means that you have to have an understanding of 20 different projects instead of 3 or 4 different projects. And ideally each one implements the front end or the admin way, but best laid plans, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the balance. There's a lot of resistance in-house to splitting things up and to putting them in packages and all of that because it creates overhead.
Yeah, it creates a lot of mental overhead.
But part of my objective here is, in a way, to create contention. Because when you have an external package that you can't just reach into and make changes, it means you got to talk to the maintainer, or you got to, there's a conversation that has to happen, usually.
Or you have to abide by that API.
Right.
And make it work.
So, I don't know. I think I'm looking for ways to force communication to happen. That's part of my ulterior motive. So that when somebody updates an API, there's a changelog you can look at to see, what the difference is, what's being added, what's being removed, and there's an open opportunity, right? There's like some kind of a release process where people will share, they'll notify. What the fuck is that? That's a crate.
Well, and you're kind of forcing them to just. You're almost dragging them, like kicking and screaming, into the world of open source.
Yes, that is literally what's happening.
Which I am 100% okay with. Like, open source has a lot of warts and problems, but the mentality of open source, of like contributing the things you'd like to see and communicating with people, sending in polite and appropriate PRs and all that kind of stuff, is really important to being a programmer.
And there's like the famous adage of programming's the easy part. It's the people. It's the people part. Yeah. So people become a much harder part when nobody's talking to anybody else.
Right.
Like, it's infinitely more complicated. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be exciting to see if this actually works or not, or if I don't know, if there's some huge backlash in the coming months.
I think I saw a thing or two behind you.
Then I can get to her.
Yeah, there's
you get to be the package. Oh, nice, Rachel. You get to be package and release manager. Fun.
Oh, nice.
You get all the joys of being a maintainer while getting paid for being a maintainer.
So something I just completed. I don't want to deal with these guys. I just want to pick up the stuff. Something I just completed at work was building a cookie cutter package thing as a setup tool starter kit kind of deal.
Nice.
Where it spits out a setup.py based on a package name that you feed it, and it sets up a Tox test environment, and it sets up Sphinx docs, and it does all of this stuff in four questions or whatever. You know,
Right.
what's your name? What's your project? What's your this or that?
What's your quest in life?
Yeah, favorite color, all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't like
Important
these
things.
guys.
Yeah, they're
I'm-
not much fun.
I'm not feeling long for this world right now. I need to find a place where I can stand still for a minute, but it's not happening.
Yeah, so you can heal up. Heal up by standing still.
That's right.
That's a mechanic I don't believe you've ever really successfully used.
Are
in
you
this entire
kidding?
Playthrough. Well, we had a time or two, I guess, where
I
we were
am-
hiding behind the.
I am positive I managed to stand still at one point.
Okay. I think people keep chasing you,
That is true.
but maybe they're standing still, but I haven't noticed. So I've been using the static site system that's named Hugo.
Yeah.
It's built in Go. It has a feature I really like, which is if you're going to have multiple content on site, or even if you're just going to have one type, that you have a very specific form of front matter that you want that that type of content to have.
Yeah.
Front matter being the publish date and the title and the category tags. That
All right.
you can create a taxonomy file
Far.
for that content type, and then you can tell Hugo that you want to make a new item of that content type, and it will pre-fill your document with that front matter. You still
Oh,
have to
nice.
fill it in, but it sticks it all in for you. Yeah, I really like that idea. I want to be able to go into any directory in my computer, type in new test file, and it creates a new test file and imports PyTest and imports, the non-test file with the same kind of name, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm test module A, it imports. That'd be really nice to have it where it just pre-fills that stuff for you. Fills out, who created the file, what date they created it, whatever other stuff your company happens to want. A license or a copyright.
Sure.
That'd be awesome. And I know Cookie Cutter can do stuff like that, but I want that to be system-wide. I
Well,
want it to just know.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Cookie Cutter seems like it's appropriate for spitting out a project skeleton like I'm using it for, but I know that tools like Yeoman, and there are probably others that are
Yeah.
kind of geared towards more staying with you during the life cycle of the product, whatever it is.
Yeah, Cookie Cutter is very much just I want to get started, and then Cookie Cutter's gone and out of your way.
Right. But Yeoman, they have support for different subcommands within a project scope. When I first encountered it, it was something I was using for Grunt Angular Seed, I think, where it would have subcommands to create a new controller or a new module of a certain type or whatever, and it would generate the script with a given name. And it would drop the script tag into your index.html, and it would stitch it into your Angular module thing, your loader.
Well, I mean, even before that, we had Django management commands for starting apps, projects. We
I
had,
forgot that was even a thing. You know?
Rails-
like, I'm so used to
Rails
just
had,
making a new package.
Yeah. No, I know. After a while, you get so used to it, you're just like, well, if I'm going to make an app, I'm just directory and put models.py in it,
Yep.
which is no longer an app.
I
Now you have to have
understand that.
apps.py.
I'm only just learning that.
Yeah.
We're
They
in
switched that up.
1.6 land currently because we have a bunch of south migrations that need to be flattened before we can
We're
jump to 1.7.
Yeah, we're in 1.8 and working on an upgrade to 1.11, going real slow. I keep trying to get them to do a jump to 2 so that they have to upgrade to Python 3.
I'm not ready for
But,
that.
I'm getting a lot of pushback on that.
Wow,
I have such a hard... Every time I have to do a super, I have to remember that I have to type the goddamn class name in and self,
It's,
and I wonder what I'm doing, wasting all those seconds.
You've got a hard life.
It's terrible.
We
whole
got
seconds of my life.
really technical this section of the stream.
We did.
I don't know what happened. We don't
The game
normally do
became
this.
Somewhat seamless. Well, you and I are both programmers, and the one person in our chat that we're talking to right now, Rachel, is also a programmer. So
Yes, so
it's
that
just
makes
like, what if we just talk about nerdy things?
that makes sense. I'm tired of these glue guys.
I mean, you're just fighting these like half glue, half cement things. It seems like you're doing okay, chatting and fighting.
All right, Rachel, have fun. Have fun with your language learning.
And your laundry.
Oh, this is. Oh, no good.
Uh-oh. It feels like, and obviously I'm not playing this, so I could be completely wrong, but it feels like the game got easier all of a sudden. Like you had a really hard section with that boss rush thing.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
And then now they're just like, here, fight some putties.
I don't know. They're doing pretty good.
They are.
I didn't have a good in for dealing with these guys, so I'm all beat up now. But yeah,
Still, well,
I mean, I think it's interesting that the boss rush was so punishing. Not the whole thing, just like that one section.
yeah, really,
You
just
know?
that last woman, the hair woman or whatever you called her.
Yeah.
She was like super hardcore.
She had some special requirements to her, I think. That was all that was.
Some special requirements that weren't super well communicated, at least not at first. I mean, you shot like the top of his head off with the shot. You still had to smash him in the face.
Yes.
That seems wrong. Just so violent.
Gonna try and save some ammo and get a stab on this guy.
Get your stab on.
Shit.
I mean, that's really more his fault than yours, that he just turned around in the middle of you.
I had a window and I missed it, so I can't blame him for that.
This has become like the knockdown drag out fight here.
It's like that scene in They Live, right, in the alley.
Yeah. This is your bar fight. Just
Oh.
you and this drunken dude. Just throwing haymakers.
So there was a barrel there that I could have used.
Ah.
That's something. And there's a
Should've known that.
smoke bolt that I didn't find. until now. Okay. Well, if I have to muddle my way through that again, which I doubt I will. Okay, so we got a pile of gas down there. I'll be sure to try and use that. I see some items and a gas can. And I don't see any bad guys, but they're gonna be here.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They'll be here as soon as they can.
There she is.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Now you get to deal with that fun thing.
Oh my god.
You should probably shoot the glowy part.
I totally tried.
Well, I understand. I'm not trying to talk.
It's just
I see it running up.
that
and
is
I'm like,
that is
we shoot the glow thing.
that is all I want right now.
Just trash talking.
Is to hit that glowy part. Okay. Shit. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You would think the assault rifle would be a little bit more effective.
That was I don't know what just happened there. My maxed stealth tree didn't help me at all.
No. No. I'm telling you, that maxed stealth tree just makes it so they can see you a little.
There she is.
I wonder if this is going to be another one of those punishing segments.
It kind of feels like it.
Oh, God.
I can't, Oh, God.
I kind of have to give them some bonus points for having the electric utility pole as a weapon.
Yeah.
That's not a weapon I think I've ever seen in a game. That's impressive.
I like that it's still electric, even though it's, like, completely separated from everything else.
It's the Transformer, man. Somehow the Transformer is holding on just enough energy.
Alright, so the pile of gas is gone, I guess.
Maybe it set it on fire.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
'cause the car's on fire.
It's bad news. I love the way it lumbers around.
It's maybe the best character design I've seen in the game yet, honestly.
Am I supposed to hit it in the head while it's down here? Is that what's going on? Oh no.
I don't think the head's... Yeah, I think it's all the glowy spot. I just noticed that the light is still on carrying. Why is the light still on?
Yeah. These are all good questions.
Jeez.
Glowy spots seem to be it.
Let that be the last
Have you considered snipering it?
Oh no, I haven't.
I mean, that seems like your obvious move.
Ooh, that was worth a lot of green.
Oh man, is that 10,000 green all on its own?
That was 10,000 green.
Dang. Dang.
what I need is like another cluster of mirrors every 2 seconds, like they gave me before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need 1,000 mirrors.
When I played the first game, I had a setup where I would play a chiptune edition of Man in the Mirror before every episode. That was my intro outro music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. Do 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 do.
I found there's a YouTube channel that's like a 24/7 chiptune radio.
Yeah.
That is an amazing channel that, while you're working, like just in the background. Or at least it is to me.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I feel like I've scavenged as much as I'm going to get out of this zone.
I feel like, again, they're really pushing the ammunition on.
You think? I mean,
Like the bolts just seem really frequent.
yeah, the bolts are a bit of a problem right now because I keep not using the ones that they're giving me.
Yeah. It's like those entire levels should just be bolts.
Myra! Where are you going?
I won't let you hurt Lily.
Hurt her? I'd never do that. I love her.
Your love can't protect her. Only I can do that. I
That's probably
told
for the-
you to
probably for the best.
leave.
You should.
Probably for the best. Mother knows best.
Well, I'm just, with his history, it's probably best that she takes over. Besides, in the dream world, paper mache is like the strongest substance known. So she can definitely.
Yep, she can handle it. Oh, so just tangentially here. You know how much I love Bloodborne.
I do.
I saw a preview, or a teaser rather, for a game called Witchfire, which looks
Okay.
like a pseudo-Victorian magical first-person shooter that kind of reminds me of Bloodborne in the design, but not really. But
Right.
yeah, that's an exciting thing to see. I love fresh IPs coming from indies that do interesting things. It's made by the same people who did The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I'm not sure if you check that out.
I want to say I own it, but haven't played it. But I watched a good chunk of
Let her take
playthrough
Lily.
of it, and it was a very interesting game.
It was beautiful, and interesting is totally how I would put it.
Yeah, it seemed like a really good, like, solid game.
Is that?
It was kind of like if Myst was a first-person walk-around kind of a thing instead of a hypertext card
Stop now.
deal where you
Yeah,
just
I
transition
feel
from
like
room
you-
to room.
Yeah, like you could 100% recreate Myst with nothing but HTML and CSS. I don't even think you'd need JavaScript for Myst.
Right.
It'd be kind of awesome, actually, to have somebody That'd be a good, like, beginner project. Make a bunch of HTML files together. You have to, position block level anchor tags on a background image so that links in appropriate places.
Right.
That could be a good intro.
Do some image maps.
Oh God.
Do
I think it would be amazing to do like do a tutorial at PyCon or OzCon or something where it was teaching like HTML4. Like that was the cutting edge.
yeah.
And we're gonna run IE6 and Netscape Navigator, and
Okay.
we're gonna have a blink tag and a marquee tag.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I think that would be valuable, to be honest. And
I think it would
and
too.
here's why. So I feel unfair for talking about the intern on stream, but there was a situation at work where our intern was kind of charged with a ill-defined task, and he got the impression that what was being asked of him was to build some kind of a file browser type thing so that people could upload images to a website. And I listened to him kind of like he was telling another colleague of mine kind of what he thought he would have to do in order to achieve the bad requirements he was given.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was gonna, build a backend service that could look at, files on disk and then build a little React component that would list the directory structure in the files, and it was like real cPanel kind of stuff that he was talking about. And I was like, look, first of all, that's like incredibly elaborate what you're describing, and it doesn't really help you if your goal, part of the goal was, I want to be able to take a photo on my iPad and upload it to the web app. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
I mean,
You can't really do that from the server side, right? You can't
Yeah.
you can't generate a directory listing on that iPad. So what you really want is a file input, and this was news to him. He had no idea that a file input was even a thing, and
oh wow, okay.
and
I mean, to be fair, HTML forms are way more powerful than most people.
Yeah, and so I kind of had to explain to him that while the file input that we were looking at looked ugly on his what is it called on his Linux system, it's actually going to do the right thing on the iPad, and in fact, it's going to look fine on OS X or on Windows or whatever else.
Yeah, it's not going to be beautiful, but it'll look okay.
But it's going to be functional, and that's the main thing, especially to start.
Yeah.
I really.
You're just in a wasteland.
I don't know what this is. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to jump in the hole somehow?
I think you're supposed to go in the hole. That's all I can think of.
I don't know how to get in the hole. It won't let me. What is this flag thing? Maybe that's what I'm missing. So, anyway, that's when I realized that there was just this whole foundation layer that he had been able to skip because of the starter projects and the established code bases and everything that we had for him to work on,
Right. Well, I mean, even just modern day web development is so different and so complex compared to what it was when I started and probably when you started. Like, I think there's a whole lot to be said learning web development in a truly stateless web. Like, where cookies are even too complicated.
Sure. Where if you wanted to persist things from page to page, you had to post a payload and then get that back into the rendered page that you respond with, and carry that forward each step of the way. Yeah. Form wizard.
Maybe.
Holy shit.
Right. Maybe you have a session, maybe you don't. Maybe you have cookies, maybe you don't. Maybe you have a database, maybe you don't. you've always got the query string, right? The
Mhm.
query string is always there.
Yeah,
Or,
that was
or you keep track of that state by only allowing certain paths forward. And if they go back, the state's destroyed, you know? There's a lot to
Or-
be said for that because it really forces you to think about like the flow of your website or your application, whatever. You can't just, oh yeah, no, we're gonna hold on to that state. We're just gonna propagate everything upwards.
Yep.
And I'm not poo-pooing modern web design at all. It's amazing.
Yes, it is, but you only unlock its full potential if you understand the underlying components.
Right.
That's my feeling,
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, I feel like learning like how HTTP actually works is one of the most useful things you can learn as a web developer.
Yep.
And HTTP is super simple. I
Yes.
mean, you've only got 6 or 7
That's
verbs,
when it happened.
and you have the fact that it's stateless, and that's basically it. And then you have status codes,
Yeah.
and
You know,
That's it. You don't
the
need
other
to know much
thing that I would recommend studying would be browser behavior. So how does the browser operate when left to its own devices, and how does your meddling, and I'm using negative terms here, I guess, but you know, but part of my understanding and belief is that the more rich your web application is, the more of an insult to life itself your application is. Like you're actively perverting the natural order by intercepting events that the DOM is generating, or I don't know,
right, preventing
Custom-
page loads or
customizing behavior in general. I tend to
Right.
frown on that, and I
Matt's
think
taking a little nap over there.
yeah, he's earned it.
Yeah, I think so.
Just chill out.
Yeah.
They're still feeding me red gel and stuff, and I can still save. I guess I will save.
You know, there's a new game plus.
That's
'Cause you
probably
you haven't found all the
Oh.
the other stuff. Like there has to be
technically
a new game plus.
this is chapter 16 now. Oh God.
Well, you don't know. There's actually like 25 chapters.
Jesus.
You're not all the way done. You still have a third left. I think learning all of that stuff and understanding the implications of what you're doing to the browser when you make those decisions.
Yes.
Make-
Yes.
Make the decisions if you want. Make them. It's fine.
Yeah, but you
understand
should
what that's
know
doing.
what it would be doing by itself if you weren't
Yeah.
interfering, and
Yeah.
what you can do to achieve your goals without damaging the integrity of its behavior. It's kind of yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that. I'm amazed by the modern web. I played a game of Connect 4 the other day that was built entirely in CSS and HTML. Fully functional, like it could detect winners and everything. That's fucking amazing. It's ridiculous that we can do that. But, I don't know. I just kind of miss the appreciation and understanding of the simple tools that we have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like, I walked through snow uphill both ways, but when I was learning HTML, the computer I had at home had no internet, and the web browser it had would not render frames and couldn't understand CSS.
Yeah. No, you were in there way before I was. I didn't start web programming until 2004, 2000,
You did it, Myra.
2003, 2004, I
Kept you
guess.
safe. But
Yeah, this would have been
Danger.
95 or so,
Yeah.
96 maybe. Yeah, but so learning it like that, where it was literally like, I hope this works. I've written the code to my best understanding, and then like taking it into the public library and uploading it to GeoCity and seeing if it worked. Like, you learned a lot that way because you'd get it wrong like constantly, and fixing it might be a week's worth of time commitment. You weren't spending a week programming or anything, but okay, I gotta take this home, figure out what I did wrong, fix it, bring it back, upload it again.
Yeah.
And there's no way I'm gonna get to do that in less than a week. You know, maybe a few days, but it might very well be a week.
And I like to say that an expert is somebody who's found more ways to fail than other people. So the more exposure, I don't know, it's like building up an immunity, you know? The more nonsense you're exposed to, the more adept you are at solving those kinds of problems and recognizing the ones you've already seen.
I saw a really good tweet the other day. It was like, junior developer says, I found the bug. Senior developer says, I found a bug.
Yep.
And it really is like a major difference.
Yeah, and support says, I found another bug.
Right. Yeah, support's like, did you know there's a bug here?
This isn't real.
Yeah, no,
Pain
it's
is part of real life, and so is love.
it seems like
If she
most
stays in
of
here,
being a proficient
live a life free
expert
from
programmer is just realizing how
because she
bad
won't be
everything
living a life
is.
at all.
You don't understand.
And expecting it to be worse. Like, you're surprised when it
Into her.
works.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like
No.
having
Let me take her out of here.
the
Let's do it
privilege to
together.
be able to fail
We can be a family
over and
again.
over again is kind of where experts are born.
Yeah. No, it's very much a privileged position.
No, I won't let anyone take
It's
her
one
from me.
it's one of the things I've really enjoyed about my new job is that because we have a larger development
Myra.
team, we have an older
We still
code
have
base,
We can leave.
we have a slower corporate pace. There's
I'm
no
not gonna leave
rush,
Lily here.
and like if I just fuck up and I spend 3 days working on something, nobody's really caring,
Hmm.
Please.
and they give me the time to like figure out what's going on. And they come help me with.
Must
Why did they have to put her in like a skimpy outfit?
Do this.
I don't know. I mean,
Her in her glue mom.
she was dressed in jeans and a sweater when she
Right.
looked like herself.
Right. She was dressed like, you know, an average suburban mom.
But
That
now,
was-
now she's about to get serious.
Oh, it's all Parasite Eve up in here. What if they release DLC and the DLC is nothing but this fight reversed, where you get to play as her and kill him?
Misandry.
Would you buy that DLC?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, yes. As I'm getting a vibe.
Now they went even further.
God damn it, Myra.
I'm
stop
getting a
this.
vibe right now,
Think about what you're doing.
and it's upsetting.
I'm getting a divorced husband who was denied child custody vibe to this. Of look how evil this woman is that she's not gonna have my.
Yeah, yeah. The only course of action is to shoot her in the womb.
I read an interesting thing the other day. Apparently, we had our first
I don't
U.S.
want to do
based
this to you, Myra.
successful birth of a baby from a transplanted womb.
What?
Yeah, a woman was done with having babies. She didn't want to have any more babies. And so she donated her womb, her uterus, which was transplanted into another woman who couldn't have babies. And then she got pregnant. I'm guessing through artificial insemination, but I don't know for certain. And had herself a baby from her donor womb.
That's pretty
in
cool.
her own body. It's amazing. Are you getting kind of a pregnant belly vibe going on there?
Well, that wasn't the vibe that I was talking about, to be honest. So
What was your vibe?
I had a Twitter rant a couple of months ago about how the conclusion to every horror video game that I've ever experienced has just been a huge letdown. And my suspicion is that because a lot of horror games, they kind of try to have a balance between action and horror, not just one or the other, right? And so I feel like game designers feel pressure to push the conclusion to a game towards the action side instead of the horror side. And yeah, so I was recalling like every Resident Evil I've ever played, the Silent Hills. None of them really had a satisfactory final encounter. It's usually they put you up against a really big thing, and you kind of slug it out for a little while. And I've got a shooter in the shoulder pads. That was not good.
Should be
And-
an 80s businesswoman.
And it doesn't feel scary. There's no like emotional component to it.
Right. Yeah,
Oh,
I think there's a really hard, like you get like a hedonistic adaptation to it almost, because by this point you've fought so many bad guys in this particular game. You have all the perks and the things upgraded. You have all the weapons.
right.
So,
they
like-
want to deliver a power fantasy that can send you off right or something.
Right. But the power fantasy isn't part of the survival horror. Like, you should stay scared until the very end. But it feels like that's almost impossible to do.
Oh, I feel like it's a choice.
Well, I feel like it's possible to do. I feel like game designers find it almost impossible to do. And a lot of the best, for a lot of games, the way that you get the best bang at the end of the game is by limiting yourself on something. Like, I feel like Minecraft does this a lot, where there's a whole lot of Minecraft that is really hard and really challenging until you get a decent amount of stuff.
Sure.
And then the entire game becomes just remarkably easy. So to make the game more exciting and challenging, you try to do the hard end-game stuff when you're first starting out. You know, can you get to the end and fight the dragon before you have diamond armor?
Yep.
And if you can, then that's amazing, and you're going to make the game a whole lot more. Is her other shoulder glowing?
Yeah,
It's like
it is. I'm gonna have to go
let's take out
around.
both arms.
Oh,
I mean, what if y'all just did like joint custody or something?
it's a great question. Could it work?
I mean, I feel like it could. I realize this was supposed to be some sort of like mind blood or power or fire or something, whatever the orange stuff is. But do you remember when like
Mind
Mortal
blood.
Kombat first came out for consoles?
Yes.
And they had to color the blood like green
Yes.
so that it wasn't blood. That's kind of what this looks and feels like. Or no, they made it blue, right? And they called it Sweat?
Uh,
Or was that a different game?
I feel like they had a different policy on the Sega systems versus the Nintendo
Yes.
systems.
Yeah, Nintendo
Um,
wouldn't allow it to be blood. And Sega, like, didn't care, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Time to look it up.
Oh my god. I don't want to do this over. Oh,
Oh, come on.
there we go. But yeah, so this encounter just reminds me a lot of the final encounters from every Dead Space game, which were some of the most disappointing horror game conclusions. Resident Evil 7 kind of went this way as well. I don't know. It feels really lazy. And that was the core of my Twitter rant was, why can it never be satisfying?
So what would you find as being satisfying as an end for this game?
Well, for this game, I don't know. So the example that I cited as being like the perfect horror game ending,
Uh-huh.
this would be my model or my point of reference, is and it took this whole rant for me to realize that I believe Shadow of the Colossus is a horror game. It's that, it's the fact that the tension builds all the way through the game, where you know that you're trapped, you're doing bad things, you're causing harm, and there's nothing you can do about it. So a sense of helplessness was a big part of it. At the conclusion of the game, they put you in a position where I honestly felt genuine shame.
Yeah, you feel really bad about yourself by the end of Shadow of the Colossus.
And that's, I think, the best case scenario for a horror game. I think that's the
I can
gold
see that.
standard. Because that's like right up there with Night of the Living Dead. You know, you do all the right things, and you still
Yeah.
end up shot in the head.
Yeah.
Myra.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that.
But it really all comes down to the emotional payload. And right now, I'm not feeling anything.
You're not feeling bad for Myra or
No,
Sebastian or anybody?
I'm really not.
Yeah, I'm kind of not either.
And it would, it would make sense for me to blame myself in this situation and to say, oh, well, Owen, you're a cold, heartless bastard. You're not empathizing with these characters like you should. But really, I feel like the storytelling was just not effective in that way. I'm not going to blame myself too hard.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
No. I couldn't control myself. You did the right thing. Thank you. I'm so glad you're alive.
I think we're there.
You have to.
I think we are. Yeah.
We're over time, but I think this was it.
I can't find anything
Get her
about
out of here.
having sweat instead of blood. But in Japan for Mortal Kombat 2, Nintendo forced them to change the blood from red to
Too
green.
far. Leave me.
So
Yeah.
Just
So it's like,
I got that part right.
leave
Yeah,
me.
I guess it was.
No.
What would it
I
have been
won't leave
then?
you
Even?
again.
You have to.
pus.
Maybe it was Killer. Maybe it was Killer Instinct
Could have been.
instead.
Go.
Yeah.
That was the one that had the.
There were a lot of interesting fighters around that time.
There.
Yeah, Killer Instinct was the one that had the
Needs you now.
the skeleton dude, right?
Please. Hurry.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
was a skeleton guy in Killer Instinct, as far as I remember.
I remember really loving what was it,
Kinda-
like Clay Fighter 3D or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yep. And my boss at Leica back then, he was working for the company that made Primal Rage. Was that
that
published
game.
by Midway? I know that the company was called Rare, but I feel like they were with a
I want
publisher,
to say maybe it was Midway, yeah.
and I think he was working at the publisher. Jesus Christ, it's chapter 17.
Oh my god, what is up with this game? Why is it so long?
I
I think they were both just like, why is this game so long? This game's way too long.
why does it keep going? Jesus.
What if you just stopped?
But yeah, it's the two credits that my boss has that I adore are that he was a part of the company that made Primal Rage, and
It's pretty amazing.
and also he was
Please be safe, Lily.
he has credits on Starship Troopers, which is an amazing movie.
Oh yes, I love Starship Troopers. I'm not seeing anything about Rare on Primal Rage, but could be
Who was it?
Midway. I'm
Re-establish contact, sir.
not even actually looking at
Where is
Primal
he?
Rage. I should probably
We
look at
can't get an exact location.
that. I remember really liking Primal Rage too. Like there were some
Wait,
really good fighters
located?
in that like
The
late
marker's
90s,
approaching.
early 2000s era.
Yep.
Instruct the marker how to
Primal Rage was
reestablish
developed by
the core.
Atari
I hate to
Games
be the
and
bearer of bad
Probe
news, sir,
Software.
but it's too late.
Probe. Okay, yes, he was at Atari, right?
It was published by Atari and Time Warner.
Is imminent.
Yeah.
So be it. We still have STEM. We can
It
start
takes
again.
place on a post-apocalyptic
We
version
need
of
the core.
called
She's too
Earth.
valuable to abandon.
Mm.
Have the med team
But
prepare
you
for
are
extraction.
TH.
How much time?
Earth.
Depends on how fast he can get her to the extraction point. They're close. Shouldn't be long. Med team in place and standing by.
Yep. Yep.
Once extracted.
Apparently
have
they
the med
made
team
toys for
terminate.
Primal Rage even.
He served his purpose.
And a novel.
Yes, sir.
There's a novel for Primal Rage.
Kid,
Holy shit.
call your man and give him instructions.
So yeah, the interesting thing was that Primal Rage was actual stop motion animation.
Did
Like
you
I,
hear me?
for some reason, I always imagined that it was digital, but made to
Is that
look like it was stop
insubordination I'm
motion.
sensing?
But no, the fighters in Primal Rage were actually
Yes,
photographed
I can, and we
models.
will. Once he's back in the
Wow.
real world,
I didn't realize that. That's pretty amazing.
And so, yeah, my boss Jeff was talking about how that was his first foray into stop mo, and it was only natural that he would end up at a studio like Leica after that.
Now,
Yeah,
do as I
100%.
order, or you'll be signing yours as well.
Yeah, so there's a Primal Rage comic series, comic book series.
That you'd attempt to betray us.
And there's at least one Primal Rage novel. Which if you want to get the mass market paperback of it, it's gonna set you back $85 on Amazon.
It's pretty steep.
That's a lot for a mass market paperback.
But
the
somehow it's got to be worth it, though.
The comics are in the 200s, so... Come on, Kidman, you can't kill all the men in black. That's just
Oh,
ridiculous.
shit, this game is still going on.
Yeah, you're never gonna end this game.
Like, this is actually happening. In
You're actually
game.
playing... You're actually playing The Evil Within 3 right now?
They were like, we were gonna ship a Kidman DLC, but,
We
Why
thought,
don't
why
we-
just put it into the game?
like, right at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, Smash Brothers with the credit roll.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Kidman doesn't heal when you stand still.
Well, that's just some shit right there.
I'm glad that, Kidman is here to back us up, though.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, she got us in, but...
All security personnel report to the control room. All security personnel.
Need to hurry before more show up.
Jesus Christ.
I heard that as all dirty personnel, and I was wondering
She's got to be in her room upstairs.
how exactly that would work.
So I would much rather play like a main game Kidman adventure.
It seems like it could be more interesting.
I mean, the DLC in between Game 1 and Game 2 was not great. Like, it felt cheap, like in the way that, what's the analogy here? Like, the difference between a Disney movie and a Disney,
Sequel?
made for TV or straight to video sequel. You know, like it just felt cheap, and it felt like they were trying to deliver as much narrative as they could, and get the most bang for buck without having to deliver a whole lot of assets or put a whole lot of work into it. But that all said, the story was infinitely more interesting than Sebastian's ever was. And they could have really developed that whole thing. Like, I would have been happier if this entire sequel was just her and Sebastian was just nothing but cutscenes outside the game.
Yeah.
Sebastian sucks.
Myra,
He has been the absolute beast in
I've got her.
the entire game,
Let's get the hell
and
out of
he's
here.
the
I'm sorry, Sebastian.
main one.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
So that's
I'll
kind
carry
of
both of you if I have to. But I'm not.
weird.
Mobius has to be stopped.
Screw Mobius. We've lost too much time to them already. We can get away, just the three of us. We'll go someplace where they'll never find us.
Clay Fader's design was originally made to fighting games such as Mortal Kombat,
They're
but without the
everywhere.
heavy violence and gore, it was
Lily
becoming
will
controversial.
always be in danger.
Interplay pushed the game,
Unless
saying
I
parents who object to
destroy them.
blood and guts games now have an alternative title that gives
Okay, fine,
kids the
I'll
kind
wait.
of intense action
Once
they want to
Mobius
see
is
in
gone,
fighting
Work
games
that way,
to draw
Sebastian.
sales.
It can only be done from inside.
I remember really enjoying the game, actually.
STEM
Yeah.
is
Clay Fighter.
more than just
It
this
was
place.
super weird.
All of Mobius
Like,
are connected to it via the chips in
It
their
was just
heads.
these weird,
Once I assume the power of the core,
very
I can
generic
transmit a signal just as
clay
Union collapses.
fighters.
Yeah.
But it was like super fun to play.
Signal
Yeah.
that can take Mobius down once and for all.
It was like one of the more fun
Finally
fighter
together
games.
again.
There's
Oh,
no
apparently
other
it's on the
choice.
Wii Virtual Console. I should look and see if it's
This
on
is
the Wii
part
U.
of the plan. It always has been. I'm sorry.
Myra.
Oh, I thought maybe your
Just
the company before
promise
Leica
to
had done the
take
clay
care of
fighting
little
or
one.
the claymation for it, but they
Oh.
did not.
forget
Will
how much I
Vinton.
That was done.
loved her.
It was done by Danger Productions in Brisbane,
So much I wanna see.
California.
That is not the Brisbane I assumed you were going to say.
It's not the Brisbane I thought it was.
You don't have to say anything. I've been watching you all. this
Zappa
time.
Yao Yao Boy
I know how
character
you
in
suffer,
the
what they
sequel,
did to you,
apparently.
what I did to you.
Zappa
You
Yao
didn't ask
Yao
for
Boy.
any of this. You've been into hell twice for it.
I should probably be feeling sad
It's
that
time for you to leave now.
this is happening.
To live the life
I kind of just don't give a
that was
shit.
taken from you.
The final boss's name was In Boss.
I wish David Lynch would make a game.
Yeah, I think that'd be
I love you too.
pretty fun.
Because
Both of you.
I feel like on a certain
That's
level,
why I'm doing this.
the performance that we're watching right now
You have to go.
Mhm.
is
now.
shitty soap opera quality,
Yes.
which is of course what David Lynch has famously mastered in Twin Peaks. But
Yeah.
but he takes it to a whole different level.
Come get me, assholes.
Oh, they are really drawing this out. Holy shit.
Warning, warning. Alpha 1, emergency. Warning. Alpha 1, emergency.
Okay, so I was only half listening.
You're not making
But the
this
premise is that Myra is staying behind. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Is that Myra is staying behind so that Sebastian, I can't remember his name, so Sebastian and Lily can escape and she can destroy
Get to the STEM
Mobius?
Just need
Yep.
to make it downstairs.
Why can't they
Something-
destroy Mobius from the outside?
Yeah. That's
Sebastian.
well, I don't know. I mean, maybe Myra like can assume her fierce form and just fuck people up if they enter the STEM machine, or keep them out, stop them. Like I don't
Maybe.
really understand what the advantage is of using the STEM machine in general. I kind of Jesus. I guess so. Part of the impression I got from the first game was that Leslie and Ruvik were going to use the machine to kind of entrap everybody in the surrounding town in this nightmare thing, right?
Okay.
What are you doing, kid?
And I don't know why.
Your actions will only
I guess it was
result
because
in your
Ruvik
death.
was kind of like
You must know
crazy.
this.
Not to make light of any mental illness issues that he had, but just he was kind of painted as a psychopath.
And now you choose to
Um,
all away. Why?
I guess he was wronged,
After all you've seen, all you've done,
and he wanted to take
why the crisis of
revenge
conscience
out
now?
on everybody somehow.
For the detective?
Uh,
For the child?
so I don't really know what Mobius is hoping to do with the machine.
It's for me.
Think about what you're doing, kid. STEM is needed. Imagine it. A unified consciousness for all mankind. No more wars. No more disparity.
Oh, I guess this is where they explain the motivation.
Pain.
So finally, you understand what's going on in the entire game.
It's mind control. They wanna
Yeah.
mind control everybody.
No going back now. I hope you were right, Myra.
I mean, I don't really buy it, because clearly when you're under the influence of the STEM machine, you're fucking laying in a bathtub somewhere.
I've got her.
It's not like
Right.
society can continue to be productive,
All right.
but just
Myra's
not
staying behind.
have wars or anything.
Okay. We don't have much time.
At the end of this, they're gonna burn guys.
Yeah, why not?
They're gonna set the sky on fire. The machines are gonna take over.
Yeah. I guess
Don't worry, Lily.
that would be fair.
I mean,
Jesus
it would
Christ.
stop us from playing another game of this.
Oh my God.
Okay, this was kind of predictable. So, yes. Resident Evil games sometimes end up with a situation where you have to, like, race to the finish, and there are things that drop in your way as you go.
Right, or new paths open up that you gotta dodge around or whatever.
So we're just following the playbook at this point.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, this is almost on rails.
We're gonna be home soon.
it may as well be.
Just gotta hang on.
And yeah, the jet ski in Resident Evil 4 certainly was. That was how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too late to stop this, kid. If you do,
I'm sorry for keeping
I
you up,
promise
Kenneth.
to kill you quickly.
Oh, it's fine.
Otherwise, the punishment for your betrayal will be legendary.
You know, if you kill that guy, you'll never get a Half-Life.
All right. Legendary for taking you down. A world without choices.
He's not a
in
ripoff
utopia.
of
A
the
hive
guy
mind
from
only
Half-Life
works
at
with the
all.
queen that controls
He's
it.
the guy. Yeah.
Join us or die.
Whatever that
Well,
dude
guess
is.
what? There's a
I
third
just played the
choice.
games. I didn't
And that's fuck you.
focus on anything.
Foolish. But
See, I like Kidman's attitude.
It's a shame.
There is always a third choice, and it is always fuck you.
Yeah. Can we have... Okay.
What?
Let's have a Kidman
thought
focused
that I was
The
just
Evil Within
flying by the
3
seat
with
of
the
my
subtitle
pants
Fuck You. Just
I
that's
took
it.
my chip out
The
3
Evil
days
Within
ago.
3,
No
fuck
matter.
you.
You'll die today. One way or another.
That your game, your phone was still perfectly fine, dude.
Almost
You
out
didn't
of
have to
time.
throw it down.
Oh my god. So, this came up a lot in over the last couple of days. I don't know specifically which movies I was watching, but I watched a few horror movies this week, and multiple times was I shocked when I saw people try to make calls and fail, and then either throw their phone at the window or like throw it down on the ground and smash it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just because you can't get a signal right now doesn't mean your phone is done. I mean, now it does, because you just destroyed the living crap out of it. But, like, have some restraint.
Right.
I
Well,
get
I
that
think
you're in a
normally-
stressful situation or whatever, but
Sebastian,
I never understood, like,
I love you both.
you'll be watching a, not necessarily a horror movie, but like a movie where,
You'll be safe.
you know, some sort of action movie. Somebody has a gun,
yeah.
and they'll run out of bullets, and they'll pick out the clip, and then just leave it on the ground,
Right.
and like
Yeah.
they run away to somewhere else. You can refill that thing.
That's
you can
it.
put new bullets into that thing.
That's totally true. And Yeah, it bothers me, right? It bothers me when people drop guns and just leave them somewhere, because that thing
Yeah.
could still be useful, and also guns are expensive as shit. I don't care what black market you're getting that thing from. That's hundreds of dollars at a minimum.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't just throw a laptop. I don't know. I don't get it.
I'm very anti-gun, but yeah, if I'm keeping a gun to save my life, I'm not gonna just like throw away the clips or the gun because I ran out of bullets.
But that's the thing. Like if you were to find more ammunition later, I'm almost certain there wouldn't just be an empty clip with the ammunition in the box, right? You would need to bring your clip.
You're gonna find like a box of bullets, and you're gonna need a clip to put them in. He had a lot of ice cream.
Yeah.
Real fast. It was strawberry ice cream. Gelato, maybe.
He's a mess.
Take it easy, Sebastian.
So I guess taking out that chip was a good idea.
Yeah.
Where's Lily?
The shittiest bath of his life.
I need your help getting her out.
Think about how terrible
Stand
that'd be.
over
The
there.
water would get cold.
It would be very cold.
He can't even walk. It's because his legs are all... He can't stand.
Alright.
Did you not see him just fall out of a bathtub? His shirt's dry now. It's pretty great. I'm kind of disappointed that we still haven't gotten... Everything isn't shiny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Like,
it's
what is
just
it?
really hard to not have things be shiny in video games.
It's really hard to turn down those spectral... You could just wait for the doors to open, dude. Like, the doors were opening. You could just wait.
Dad, is it really you?
Yes, Lily. It's really me.
I was having the worst nightmare.
Shh. I know, Lily.
I mean, how fucked
You're
up
awake
is she
now.
gonna be for the rest of...
The nightmare's
Therapy
over.
for years.
There's nothing to be scared of.
She won't ever end therapy. Like... Holy shit,
It
man.
really is, isn't it? I'm not still inside there.
And now her dad's
Just
lying
thinking
to her
I'm-
right to her face.
Hmm.
It really is over.
Welcome to 2017,
Thanks to
Lily.
Myra.
Trump is president. Everything's going to shit.
Come on.
They keep making sequels
Get
to
the hell
terrible
outta here.
games. But everybody's happy now because it's the end of the game.
I do feel a slight sensation of relief.
You know it's going to come on chapter 18.
Oh my
Easy.
god.
Oh, she turned off the lights. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's responsible of her. Oh my god, look, it's credits.
It is credits.
Holy shit, it's credits.
Wow.
You should go find John Johannes
Yeah.
on Twitter and just say all sorts of terrible things.
You think
to
I
him.
should add him? Yeah.
You should add him. I mean, don't be mean. It's not all his fault the game sucks.
I did well, so I had a bad feeling going into this.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who directed the DLC from the first game.
Okay.
And I guess that's kind of like the farm team for a game studio, right? You give somebody some DLC to manage and
Sure.
see how they do, and maybe you hand them a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did yell at Shinji a lot during the first game run.
Did Shinji ever respond to you?
No.
Well, that's disappointing.
I mean, I didn't add him or anything. I just kind of like subtweeted him a lot because I'm a coward.
So I should just go find all those tweets and just quote tweet them and at him on the quote tweet.
Oh, please.
Fix your shit game, dude.
So this game was marginally more more. That's not how I. This was a little higher quality in execution than the first game was. The first game was a buggy tragedy. We didn't glitch this one out anywhere near as hard, and so I guess that's progress.
That's good, yeah. I mean, Bethesda's not known for making bug-free games. They make good games, but their games often have a pretty decent amount of bugs. Special thanks to our friends and families for their support. AKA, special thanks to our friends and families for understanding when being ridiculous hours. Does the credits over this Hard Rock feel like a Crow sequel to you or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the end of just some generic 90s edgy movie.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for the next track to come on, and it's the U2 single that accompanied the release of this game.
Yeah. Oh, look, Becca Pruitt played a woman.
I believe it.
And Kuromi was the black cat. They didn't even get the cat's name right in the credits.
No.
Terrible. The cat was Mr. Midnight.
MIB 2, Mobius Operative 3, Union Citizen 1.
Yeah. Don't you kind of feel sorry for... What did you... Oh, you were in the game. You were a voice actor in the game. What'd you play? Oh, I was...
MIB 2.
You were what? The dude just kind of stood around in the background.
And then right at the very end, gets shot in the head.
Yeah. Alright. I like how it took like 8 people to translate it into French, but only 2 to translate it into...
Yeah.
Only 1 for Korean, only 1 for Polish. So much easier.
They're like drop-in replacements, basically.
It's just such a simpler... So, the English and Japanese cast get credit, like role and actor name.
Yeah.
Spanish, German, French, no.
Russian,
just
yeah.
the actor names. That's kind of shitty. Like Anya Kiseleva, what did she do? Who did she play? We'll never know because they couldn't tell us. They didn't have enough room. So, speaking of horror movies, you saw that Guillermo del Toro has a new movie?
The Shape of Water.
Yeah. I've heard it's really good. I loved Pan's Labyrinth. I thought that was really good.
You know, that's one of his that I haven't seen, and I bought a copy of it, and it's been sitting on my coffee table for, I don't know, 8 months, something like that.
It has been a very long time since I've seen it. It scared the shit out of my wife, so I only ever watched it once, but it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard great things about it.
I think to just have like a movie day, you and I.
Yeah.
And we'll watch movies and then live stream us giving commentary to the movies.
That sounds illegal.
No. It's just us on the audio. Somebody has to be watching the movie with us to understand what we're watching.
I see.
It's like when we did the tweet thing for Clue, or not Clue, Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Right.
but without it being on Twitter. Because nobody has time to do all that typing.
Right?
That was the worst thing about trying to do like the live tweet of Rocky Horror.
I was trying to focus on taking it in because it was a real treat, I gotta say.
Well, yeah, and it was your first time ever seeing it.
Yep.
It was probably like my, I don't know, 30th time seeing it. So
Yeah.
I knew where the jokes were and all. It's different. But just even with that, just trying to like tweet the jokes out in time was really hard. It was such a good movie too. Such a great movie. I'm waiting until I can't wait until my kids watch Rocky.
Yeah.
I think Joe's like almost there. He's 11. Another couple of years.
Well, you could start him off on something like Flash Gordon.
Yeah, Flash Gordon would be good. Or I've shown Joe Clue a time or two. I feel like that's in the same vein.
Yeah.
He doesn't find Clue nearly as funny as I do, but that's fine.
But see, the thing about Flash Gordon is it's not meant to be funny.
No.
But it is.
But it is very funny, yes. Flash, savior of the universe. How did they get Queen to do, like... It's so amazing that for such a crappy movie, the theme song.
Oh, I thought the movie was great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, It's really great at being a really bad movie. I don't know. We've been watching a lot of the Mystery Science 1000s that are on Netflix, and Joe has so far loved most of them. So I think, Jesus Christ, there is another chapter. Look, I was right.
I'm not even watching. I've turned around. I'm reading a book.
There's gonna be a monster come out of the ground. You're gonna see it right now. Look, I found you a doll. There's half a... Okay, nowhere do you have... They just left Kidman at like an old gas station.
She's got a sports car over there, I think.
Okay, the license plate had the city.
Yeah.
Who does that? Also, you have a small child in the front seat with no seatbelt.
Yeah.
You were going to kill your child.
And you're probably drunk driving.
Well, yeah. That's why he lost him in the first place. That strand of hair across his eye is glued down. Did you know that?
Yep.
God,
Hairspray.
What an asshole. What an asshole. No seatbelt at all, that child. She should be in the back seat, and she should have a seatbelt on. Whoever laid out that scene is not a parent.
Nope.
God, it will not fucking end. Where's the end of this game? We got a spider web. Spiders came.
Somebody left on Wake on Land.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Wow. That whole thing was long enough for my controller to go to sleep. Okay. That's amazing.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I had been given the estimate that playtime would be around 15 hours, so we're 2 hours over. Whatever that is. Okay, New Game Plus is added. We'll never enjoy that. The classic mode difficulty has been unlocked. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Okay. That's, 40,000 green gel. That's so I don't sue the company. I guess they're
A
trying
bribe.
to buy my silence.
Nice little bribe.
Um,
I don't know. I mean, maybe New Game Plus would be so much better. You never know.
you've unlocked the professional outfit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I thought that was just really bad stock photo at the top of the screen when that.
I mean, I love that. Okay, so so in Resident Evil 4, you unlock new costumes on Game Clear, which is awesome. But you only get to pick which costume you use at the start of the new game.
Right, because there's no way to change clothes during.
Yeah, so I guess this is like the next gen version. We're living in the future now. You can switch your outfit whenever you want. We have other outfits. You've unlocked the Drifter outfit. So this is like he's like a
Waiting on that one to show up. This is his drunk outfit.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of Rambo, like he's going to be running through Union, talking about how they drew first blood and they shouldn't have kicked him while he was down.
They need to fucking get Kojima to make a Rambo game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or Kojima. That would be amazing. Combine Metal Gear Solid with Rambo.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
like just make the first movie.
The first movie was totally in the vein of Snake Eater. You know, you're out there in the woods, you're setting traps, you're
but you got to keep it all to that one little valley first movie. Like, you know, dial it way down. It may be a super short game, a couple hours.
Yeah.
But it seems like that would be like a really fun game.
Yeah, I agree.
And if anybody could do it, it's fucking Kojima.
Have you been following the media around his next game?
No.
They had a little.
I follow basically zero games media.
Oh yeah, well.
The only game updates I ever get. That's my game.
Say again.
Yeah, I said because that's my game.
Before RimWorld. Okay, you cut out a little bit there.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Kojima's on this kick where he only wants to make games that feature stunning likenesses to people he wants to be friends with, and so that's Norman Reedus and apparently also Guillermo del Toro as well. I guess they both feature in this thing.
I saw something about him hanging out with Madsen or whatever the guy's
name
is.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah. Him as well.
So, okay.
So Mads is apparently like the arch villain in his new game, and Reedus is the protag, and I feel like Del Toro was probably just a gag, maybe. Maybe that guy isn't really in the game, but Kojima wanted to show off the fact that he had a 3D scan of Del Toro's head or something. Like it's weird. I feel like he's making virtual dolls of his friends and making them do things.
I mean, so that's the thing, right? Like, isn't that what you expect from him?
I guess.
Is that he's gonna just do weird shit?
Yep. I guess that is what I expect from him. But at any rate,
maybe not, but it just seems like that's the thing. That's what he will do. He will do the weird shit.
I guess you're right.
Whatever the weird shit is, he will do the weird shit.
Well, and I guess I love him for it. But that all said, yes, Kojima's weird, but that's it. We're a wrap on The Evil Within 2. This is over. Please enjoy this punishing experience again and again on YouTube. That's it. Stream over. Send tweet.